Scented air fresheners in the tomb to minimize the mummy smell. Doyle Redland for the Onion Radio News, online at theonion.com.
This is the Truth Frequency Radio Network. TFR. Truth Frequency Radio.
This is not a valid condition orange. Condition orange. Situation Delta in effect. Please enter your agent number now, followed by the hash key.
We have to create culture. Don't watch TV. Don't read magazines. Don't even listen to NPR.
Time comes when silence is betrayal.
More for themselves and less for everybody else. But I'll tell you what, they don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them. Think for yourself. Question authority.
This code has been compromised.
All right. Welcome back, Truth Seeker. It is Wednesday, August 4th, 2021. Barack Obama turned 60 years old today. It's 1 year since Beirut blew up, supposedly with the fireworks accident. They never got to the bottom of that one. It's one of the stories that faded away after a lot of chaos. But here in the U.S., one of the top stories tonight on August 4th, 8-4, is that the Arkansas governor regrets his ban against mask mandates because now that policy blamed for the latest spread of the killer virus in his state. And again, it's not an accident that you're reading about the Arkansas governor on 8-4. It's as simple as ABC 1, 2, 3. In Gematria, Arkansas equals 84. Arkansas 84 on 8-4. We're hearing about the Arkansas governor front and center. You might have saw headlines circulating today that in the U.S., cases amongst children are up 84%. There's another headline circulating today. And again, 84, it's a special number in Gematria. As we know, United States of America is 84, Jesuits 84. Of course, the leader of the Jesuits, the Superior General, that's a title that equals 84. Last year, Adolfo Nicolas, the Superior General, died at age 84. Pope Francis is the first Jesuit pope. Again, Jesuit equals 84. He's got 84 birth numerology. He happens to be 84 right now. The first Superior General of the Jesuits, Ignatius of Loyola, died 84 days from his birthday. And it's probably safe to assume that Asa Hutchinson, the governor of Arkansas, is a Jesuit pawn. But this is why he's front and center today. And again, when you have this simple code of letters and numbers, A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, D is 4, and you just look at the news day after day, you see that all of the headlines are cooked up this way. Yesterday, August 3rd, 8-3 or 3-8, one of the big stories was the police officer murdered outside the Pentagon. And again, on 8-3, when the band The Police did the song Murder by Numbers, or killings as simple as ABC 1, 2, 3, not to mention in Gematria, murder equals 83 and 38, Pentagon 38. They saved the news of Michael Jai White's son dying at age 38, supposedly from COVID, until yesterday. They released the news on 3-8 of his son dead at 38, exactly 38 weeks after his birthday. And then you got a music producer, K-Hands out of Detroit, whose name equals 3-8, dead yesterday. And with regards to Detroit, Detroit, Michigan, if you write it out, equals 83. It's the city on the 83rd meridian. She's dead on August 3rd, 83 or 38. Her entertainer name, 38. Again, day after day, same type of stuff, and all in this simple code of letters and numbers. You learn it, you see right through what's being presented to you. As for Cuomo, if you missed my coverage of Cuomo being the big distraction yesterday, again, it was quite a day for New York City. New York announced that if you want to eat out, if you want to go to the gym, if you want to go to the mall, you're going to need a vaccine. And on that same day, the investigation into Cuomo, supposedly the results came in on the exact same day that he was guilty of sexual harassment. And you got to say, what are the odds? This big coronavirus policy and this big finding about the 56th governor for sexual harassment, where the main story is Charlotte Bennett, whose testimony is June 5th, a date written 5/6, to go with the 56th governor, and the fact that in Gematria, coronavirus and sexual harassment equal 56. But all that happens, the Yankees come in with 56 win on the day, pick up their 57th win. This might be a little bit much for people, but again, every year we teach about the significance of certain numbers in baseball. 57, 147. World Series has gematria of 147 with the alphabetic order, 57 with the alphabetic order and rules numerology. Yesterday, the Yankees pick up their 57th win on this day, 147 days after the manager's birthday, Aaron Boone, and on the day leaving 150 days left in the year. If you run the alphabetic order in reverse, World Series is also 150. The Yankees won their game yesterday. The score was 1-13, like how Game 7 of the World Series is on 11/3, like 113, like coronavirus pandemic is 113, and vaccines 57. And I can already see it now at the World Series. The first ever World Series where you got to be vaccinated. That's a big storyline. New York, It's what they do, you guys. They bring the rig sports and the rig news together, and they do it all by numerical ritual day after day. In Gematria, Andrew Cuomo equals 57. The Yankees just happened to get the 57th win on the day of the big vaccine news, when vaccines also 57. And then the Yankees do the World Series ritual. The only thing that surprised me is I didn't see any big flooding news yesterday. I saw that Colorado had some flash flooding in the state yesterday, and I guess that was the ritual, because Colorado equals 83, like flood's 83. When you run it the other way, flood's 52. Yesterday had 52 date numerology. I thought there'd be more flooding stories. Unless I missed it, maybe it was somewhere else in the world, but the only flooding I saw in the news yesterday was in Colorado, and I said, well, there's a fitting state for 8-3. Flood, Colorado, both 83, Genesis 8-3. See, that's why I expected more, because Genesis 8-3 is where the flood ends after 150 days, and then yesterday was the day leaving 150 days left in the year. There might be somewhere in the world that got it, and I just missed the story, but if anybody's out there listening tonight and caught something about some crazy weather yesterday in the world that I missed, let me know. I won't rant as much tonight as I did last week. I was pretty ranty last Wednesday, but we will take a lot of calls tonight. We'll take Rambo after the break, and if you do want to phone in, the number's 213-233-3998. Again, 213-233-3998. Let's go out to young Ben in... Ben, I forget, are you in Pennsylvania or New Jersey or somewhere out there?
Yeah. PA is where I live. College is Jersey.
Okay, got it. How you doing tonight?
I'm all right. I don't have much today. Just I came across this article that I thought people should hear. My own country of Canada just kicked me out because my COVID immunity was acquired naturally and not from a vaccine. So even in this narrative, if you will, this doctor had enough decency to say, "Hey, look, you recovered." I mean, of course, this is all bullshit anyway, but you recovered, so you don't need it. But you know what? that wasn't good enough for the Canadian border because they sent her back to Europe. Anyway, well, that's where we are as a world.
Yeah, we're in a pretty bad spot.
Yeah, I came across that. I also wanted to share this website. A lot of people out there probably have already heard of it, but it's called NoMoreFakeNews.com. NoMoreFakeNews.com. It's written by a man named John Rappaport, and he's been covering, all sorts of topics for many years now. He wrote a book called AIDS Incorporated in 1988. So he's been around a while. And when I thought of that, I thought about the interview you showed with Mullis last week about all of the, and what's going on now too. It's an incorporated event where companies have, a stake in testing or whatever it might be. And so yeah, he wrote that book. I just think this is a good website because he's kind of funny too. He puts a humorous twist on things. But it's good information. That's all.
Very cool. All right, I got his website up here. I'll check it out. NoMoreFakeNews.com.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, you hanging in there all right, Ben? You doing all right?
Sorry, what?
I said, you're doing okay?
Yeah. I'm just moving. I'm just trucking right along, I suppose. So.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all you can do.
Yeah.
At least I'm not in Australia or Canada or France. I mean.
True.
I mean, I guess this isn't the worst place to be in the world right now, so you just got to be grateful for that.
There you go, silver lining. All right, Ben. Well, keep up the great work, friend. You have a good night.
All right, yep, you too. Good night.
Take care. Okay, let's go out to Austin.
Did I hear Ben say he's moving to Australia? Bad move.
No, he's not moving to Australia. So he's glad to not be there.
Okay. The numbers don't lie, my friend. The numbers don't lie.
They don't.
The only way we will defeat these scum, pedophile, evil pieces of excrement that rule over us is to burn them down.
I agree. Yeah. I know that's what they're afraid of, too. That's exactly what they're afraid the people will do. That's exactly why the FBI came to my house. When they finally showed me the video they were mad about, that's what I said about how we need to burn D.C. to the ground. I was like, okay, that's why you came to my house. So.
The only way we can defeat them is to get thousands of people to go to their compounds and burn them down.
Yeah, millions of people, really. We need everybody to uprise. So, yeah, their stuff's got to go.
I think, if everyone that knows what's going on, and there's plenty of them, you set a certain gematria date that works against them to burn them down. That's the only way we're going to defeat these pieces of excrement.
Yeah.
That's the only way we're going to win.
Yeah, and to get people to stop consenting to their agendas. I mean, at the end of the day, that's the real problem, is that people go along and do what the tyrants want them to do. And then that puts the rest of us in a bad spot, because then we're all expected to go along with it.
And people are, people just, like you say, they go along to get along, and we can't do that anymore. You better realize, people, that this is war. We are the enemy, and when 9/11 happened, I told my wife, I said, now all the people, all the innocent people are the enemy. We have been at war. This evil world order, this Jew world order, this German world order, this... It's been going on for a long time, and they are pulling out all the stops right now, and if the people don't stand up against it, like they're doing in France and in Germany. Oh, and by the way, yeah, the floods, they're happening in China right now.
Okay, flooding in China. All right.
Yeah, big time. So we got no chance in frickin' hell to defeat these pieces of excrement if we don't torch them down.
Yeah, I hear you, man. We got way more people than they do. That's the one advantage we have. It's just if we could get them to fight on our side, that'd be great.
We outnumber them like the lie of COVID that kills you 99999 to 0.6.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Very true. Very true. So.
And the numbers don't lie. You lay all that out.
Yeah. I hear you loud and clear, man.
I'd like to know how many of the people that follow you have taken the devil's shot.
Yeah, I'm sure there are some that took it because they wanted to keep their job or go to school, but I imagine the majority of people in our community have not, so by a lot.
Well, by their bogus numbers, they're claiming that 70% of America has taken at least one jab.
And what a joke how they reported that. Again, COVID vaccine equals 214 and 70. On the 214th day of the year, they say 70% of the adults have gotten at least one dose. It's like, come on, man. Melinda Gates equals 214. Her divorce is finalized that day. It's all a joke.
It is a sick joke, my friend. It's a sick, evil joke, and we're the brunt of it.
Every day.
Not me.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Humanity is, though. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
It is total insanity. We're living in a retarded, delusional times right now where we're being fed insane lies. It's comical in a sick, demented way. I joke about it with my friends. I make stuff up. I make them laugh. I have to because it keeps me from going nuts.
Indeed. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, there's just so many jokes. There's a lot of low-hanging fruit from Joe Biden to this whole supposed pandemic that somehow the majority of the masses cannot see through, so...
I predict he will be either dead or out of office in a year, and then we'll have the Joker and that nasty Nancy Pelosi. Lord help us. Hey God, get off your lazy ass and help us, you SOB. What else? Jesus,
you must not have been watching.
Almighty.
You must not have watched CNN 2 nights ago, because on CNN they announced that God on CNN gave us the vaccines, and that was God's way of helping us fight the pandemic. So.
Oh, you're gonna love this. I'm flipping channels, and Pat Robertson, the 700 Club, that old Yoda-looking. He. I'm so glad I got to hear that pickle brain scumbag lying piece of excrement. He said God told him to tell everyone to take the shot.
Yes, of course he did. Yeah.
He talks. God talks to him.
Yeah, yeah, amazing. So.
Yeah, God told me to take the jab.
Indeed. Indeed. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm thinking actually about coming down to your town with a megaphone and scouring the streets for Alex Jones and Joe Rogan, because I feel like if I could get the work on their show, then a lot more people would know about it, and then maybe we would have enough people to burn them out. But
I've known Alex since he was 18 years old, and I'll leave some messages on his message line about you, and maybe I can hook that up, because I've hooked him up with a lot of people in the past, many people. He took the ball and ran with it. So he knows me, his father knows me, his father was my dentist. So, yeah, Alex knows me. Alex called me up one day. He was on, all he had was his little cable show. And he said, "You were awesome today, man. Can I use that line?" I said, "Brother, you can use any line I give you." I said, "Alex, the whole world is know you one day. You keep doing what you're doing. The whole world will know you. And don't let it get to your head. Just keep telling the truth. Keep trying to wake people up with what you're doing. The whole world's going to know you one day, and they're going to come after you. They're going to come after you big time. They're going to attack you." So that's one of my predictions that I made, 20 years ago?
Well, yeah. Put in the word for us if you got an inside connect. I don't know what his excuse is. All these years ignoring Gematria, he shovels a lot of shit these days.
Well, you know what? I will try to actually call him, but I will leave messages, because he does have a message line, and I will get on him, and I will literally cuss his ass out, and I'll say, "You know what, God," because he's all into God right now. He's, good for him, good for him. I remember when he has issues with God like I do. I don't like God. I think he's a loser. He's no better than the devil as far as I'm concerned, but they're both in bed together. But no, I will start leaving messages every day and saying, "You need to get Zach the Man Hubbard on. Talk about the numbers." Maybe he will. Maybe he will. Or at least maybe Owen will. Owen Schroyer with his show that he works for. Alex.
Well, I would appreciate if you could make either of those things happen. That would be great. So, appreciate you, man.
I'm gonna try my damnedest. I got. It gives me something to do.
All right. I appreciate it very much. Thank you for doing that. Keep us posted.
All right, brother. You send me a brownie out of Mother Hubbard's cupboard, and I'll be fine.
I gotta go back down there. All right. Yeah. Have a good night. Take care, friend.
All right, bro.
All right, we got about 3.5 minutes till the first commercial break. We're going out to 415.
Hey, Zach, can you hear me?
I hear you.
Great. This is a fundraising idea. Maybe you've been suggested before. What if you, people, they could donate $5, $10 in their personal gematria question or some event that they want covered. They can suggest that term or that date or that their own name or something, and because even if look it up themselves, just falling and like, "Oh, get this thing out." It's not covered a million times. They still don't know. And even if they had to look up the numbers themselves, they want to hear your take on it.
Something weird happened to your call, but I still got the gist of it. Fundraiser, people donate an amount, and then they ask a question, I answer the question. Yeah, I could explore that. That's an interesting idea. So, appreciate that. Well, he hung up, but yeah, some of his call got jumbled, but I got the idea. So. Thing is, like, if it was like $5 a question, some people's questions might take like an hour to research. I don't know. Is this the best way to raise funds? Let's go out to Bronson, Florida. What's up, Bronson? (352) 352 must just be listening. Let's go out to 808 Hawaii. 808.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, this is Holly.
Thanks for calling.
Did you know that, thank you. Did you know that the Supreme Court ruled that those who are vaccinated with the RNA vaccine are no longer human, they're transhuman?
The Supreme
And
Court.
some of the input, yeah, they ruled that it's definitely whoever patented the unvaccine has ownership of those who are the experimental people. So they're owned. That was like yesterday or the day before, I think. It was on the 2nd, I think. And so another aside to that is like if you have a life insurance, it cancels all that because you've done something experimental that disqualifies you from your life insurance and all that, and many things. But I could go on and on, but I just wanted to update you on that thing about the horse. I forgot she died on 9/11, and it was, I mean, she was stolen on 9/11, and she was at this place with radio towers, and her name's Cherokee, and she has a crown on her side, and she's a pinto horse, and it was like all this stuff, and she was stolen at 9 o'clock on the morning of 9/11/2001. I just wanted to update you on that because I kind of forgot all the details, but it was incredibly crazy. And I would just like to recommend that we do find solutions, and I was surprised to hear that radical solution, which is a solution, but at least it's a solution. And I think we need to not concentrate on the horrible things unless we can think of some solution. Hello.
Indeed.
And I thought maybe if we could figure out
the commercial's coming on right now.
Maybe if we could figure out
Extendivite.
We'll be right back.
Maybe if we could find out who these got.
Do you have any of these symptoms? Night cramps in the hands and feet. Your arms and legs often go to sleep. On short walks, do your legs get aches and pains? Is your memory worse than it used to be? Ankles that swell late in the day? Has your blood pressure increased lately? If you answered yes to even one of these questions, you may have early warning signs of arterial blockages. Your body is saying that it is time to take Extendivite. These are not the normal signs of aging. They are the warning signs that accompany blocked arteries. Get your Extendivite today. Extendivite is available in capsule or liquid form for just $69.95 for a 2-month supply. To get started, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendivite.
Your home has needs. It needs a healthy, dry environment all year round. Start by getting rid of the worst air in the basement and crawl space, where the problems begin and make the whole house sick. Introducing the new Smart Wave Ventilation Unit. It has advanced technologies to continuously reduce moisture, mold, and odors, and expel radon, gases, and pollutants. And now, Wave units include carbon monoxide detection to automatically expel air at a high rate and send you an alert. It also has an app so you can remotely monitor the conditions. Wave is a comprehensive, maintenance-free, affordable solution that will transform your entire home. Protect your home and family with what it needs. Give it a new Smart Wave Ventilation Unit. For more information, call 888-717-WAVE. That's 888-717-WAVE. Or go to dryhealthyhome.com. That's dryhealthyhome.com.
Wave Home Solutions for a healthy, comfortable home.
Once in a decade, a true story comes along that remembers the future. After 6 Amazon bestsellers, I have completed the epic Birth Trilogy, a true story of Earth. By reading the Birth Trilogy, you will journey with the characters from the origin of Earth to its final destiny in a white-knuckle ride that combines the intrigue of Tom Clancy with the epic scope of Prometheus and Interstellar. You will learn more about the purpose of life, the mystery of death, and the true nature of your soul than you thought possible. The Birth Trilogy is now available on Amazon and Kindle. The audio version is a free bonus when you buy the paperback, so even if you're not a great reader, don't worry about it. I read it for you. Use the Amazon app today and buy The Birth Trilogy, spelled Beardh, or search for my name. I'm Brooks Agnew.
You're listening to the Truth Frequency Radio Network.
No hate, no hype, no fear.
Alright, I gotta be sure to block out almost all that music. Last week they took down the stream instantly for copyright. I don't know what was different about last week's show in terms of copyright. I mean, we always get part of those songs between the commercial break, but big tech censorship, it's not consistent. That said, let's go out to Rambo. By the way, the last caller from Hawaii, you might want to do some more investigating on the Supreme Court ruling. Supposedly that went viral in July, and it was from a post on social media in April. And the post from April is showing a document from 2013. And yeah, I'm not sure that any of that's actually credible. And you said it was yesterday, so it doesn't even sound like you've actually researched it that well. But again, you guys, just make sure you call in with accurate information so that we don't... Because again, for people who are on the fence about everything, the moment they hear like somebody spouting off some bogus, false information, then that can just give them an excuse to just check out all the way. So don't think that last point about the Supreme Court and that ruling was correct. And again, why even go to those lengths? I mean, it's easy to prove how corrupt the Supreme Court is with the knowledge we have without going and, you know, sharing the fake trash information that's put out for the truth community to make us look like a bunch of idiots every single day, you know what I mean? But that said, let's go out to Rambo, and I'm sure as always there'll be something very brilliant. How you doing, Rambo?
Fine. Thanks again for having me.
Always welcome. So, I imagine there's a post.
This code... Oh, yeah. So, this decode, I'd like to thank Reese and Asif, because they encouraged me to decode this story. I wasn't really going to do it. I don't really do a lot of shootings because the community is all over shootings usually. It's pretty much well covered, but there's a lot more depth to this when I looked into it, so I thank Reese and Asif for encouraging me to decode this one. There's a lot of depth. In fact, I couldn't, as usual, I couldn't do it all in one. It would be too long if I did everything today. I'm going to have to break this up into maybe 2 or 3 parts. But on July 26th, 2021, the co-founder of heavy metal band Slipknot, Joey Jordison, is reported to have died in his sleep. On that same day, July 26th, 2021, a movie theater shooting was reported in Corona, California, at a screening of the latest episode of the Purge series. I think this was part 5. It's a movie franchise. So it was the 5th edition of The Purge, where the shooting happened. The victims were 18-year-old Riley Goodrich and 19-year-old Anthony Barajas. As usually is the case, this incident of ritual sacrifice was not just an event unto itself, but it's related to an overarching ritual theme, which I usually demonstrate. There's usually a theme and a pattern that can be demonstrated. So two events that are related due to the fact that they occurred on the same day are the death of Slipknot drummer and co-founder Joey Jordison and the Corona, California movie theater shooting. I couldn't really go in depth on Slipknot here because I had a lot of information. I'll do most of the Slipknot in part 2, but I had a lot on Slipknot. Even if you're not into music, heavy metal, not too many people are into that, it's still, the ritual elements are still relevant and still interesting as far as how it all ties in. Theater shootings has been a historical ritual theme, the most famous of which is the shooting of U.S. President Abraham Lincoln at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. Now, arguably the second most famous theater shooting is the 2012 Aurora, Colorado shooting at the screening of The Dark Knight Rises. And again, I couldn't really go into this. I'll have to wait for part 2 to go more into depth on the parallels with the Aurora, Colorado theater shooting, which is arguably the second most famous theater shooting. But of utmost significance, which I will go into depth here, is the movie that was showing at the scene of the July 26, 2021 Corona, California shooting, the latest installment of the series, The Purge. All these elements are connected by multiple factors, including gematria. Slipknot is especially significant to this community because Slipknot, they mention gematria in their 2008 song, Gematria, the Killing Name, which I'll get to in part 2 next time. But the most famous theater shooting in world history is the April 14th, 1865 shooting of U.S. President Abraham Lincoln at Ford's Theater. The July 26th, 2021 theater shooting of Riley Goodrich and Anthony Barajas at the screening of The Purge is a direct line to the Abraham Lincoln shooting, not only because it was a theater shooting, but in the movie The Purge directly references Abraham Lincoln in one of the earlier installments. In Election Year, which is one of the early installments of The Purge, an Abraham Lincoln mask features prominently as it's worn by a violent character, and it's also highlighted in the poster art. So Abraham Lincoln is a big part of The Purge. I gave some examples, some visual examples. Even more vividly in the movie The Purge, the Lincoln Memorial is vandalized with Purge written in blood on its pillars. I'll show a scene from that. So Abraham Lincoln is directly connected to The Purge. And Lincoln, as you know, was famously shot in a theater. So here we have a theater shooting and The Purge with these two people that were shot. So Abraham Lincoln masks, they became really popular after the election year episode of The Purge came out, especially around Halloween. The Purge Abraham Lincoln mask, as they're advertised, The Purge Abraham Lincoln mask. In gematria, sums to 267, like the date 26 July, which is the date of the theater shooting in Corona, California, watching The Purge. So it all lines up. So that's Riley Erica Goodrich. She was one of the two victims. John Wilkes Booth, who shot Abraham Lincoln at Ford's Theater, was born May 10th, which is written 510. The name Riley, the name of the victim, comes to 510 in the Jewish cipher, Latin cipher. Abraham Lincoln was shot at Ford's Theater on the 14th of April. He died the next day, April 15th, but he was shot on the 14th of April, which is 144144. Her name, Riley Goodrich, sums to 144. So this is the parallel with theater shootings. So from the 2021 anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's death, so this is April 15th, to the 2021 anniversary, April 15th, to the date of Riley Goodrich's Corona, California movie theater shooting, it's 14 weeks and 4 days for another 144. It ties into the two events. From the 2021 anniversary of the dedication of the Lincoln Memorial, which is May 30th, to Riley Goodrich's 2021 birthday, which is September 9th. Again, it was a period of 14 weeks, 4 days, for another 144. The other shooting victim was Anthony Barajas, and he had almost 1 million followers on TikTok. I mean, for somebody who's not a celebrity, just a regular, somebody who just left high school, or is a high school senior or just left high school, to have 1 million followers on TikTok, then, I mean, that is not normal. I mean, but they say he did, so we know he has some kind of connection. Yeah, but he was major on TikTok with 1 million followers. And he was referred to in almost every media report as a, quote, TikTok star. The term TikTok star sums to 144. The name TikTok refers to time, like the ticking of a clock. 1 day, 24 hours, has 1,440 seconds. So 144 is a definite time number to think of TikTok and time.
What do you mean minutes? 1,440 minutes in a day.
Oh, minutes. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, minutes. Okay. I gotta correct that. Thanks.
Yeah.
So 144 is a definite time number. We're talking about TikTok. In the Jewish cipher on the Gematria, it's called the Latin cipher. Time sums to 144. So the star that regulates time is the sun. The sun is a star and it regulates time. So the sun can be said to be a TikTok star. The term TikTok star refers to the sun. And for that connection, I have to be honest, I didn't come up with that. It was actually Bobby Simpson. I believe and give him credit. He's the one who came up with that. TikTok star. That's a huge part of it. It really does refer to the sun, as I demonstrated earlier. TikTok star. That's the sun which regulates time. This is all about the sun. So, Jesuit order, again, I made a mistake. I put Jesus order. I think the spell corrector changed it. But I put Jesuit order, they changed it to Jesus order. But Jesuit order also sums to 144. This is significant because Anthony Barajas attended Mater Dei High School, a Jesuit institution in Santa Ana. His high school colors are red and black. And the motto, I guess, for the sports team is, quote, culture of sacrifice. You know, and they're red and black, culture of sacrifice. I mean, we've decoded a lot of rituals, and I know these two go hand in hand, the red and black. So who knows if that's a double entendre, the culture of sacrifice. That's their motto. And the Jesuit order seal, as we all know, is a sun symbol. It's a sun icon. The diameter of the sun is said to be 109 times larger than planet Earth's diameter. 109, very significant sun number in relation to Earth. Well, shooting comes to 109.
I thought the number was always 108. I thought the number was always 108.
Well, I put a link to Wikipedia. And I think it's like the middle of the third line. It says 109. You know how Wikipedia is. They've got all the ritual numbers.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the real number is 108, but okay.
Yeah, but if you click the link, that's where it's on the middle of the third line. They say 109. That's why I put the link in there, just so people know where I got that number.
Okay.
But so there's a sun theme and a shooting theme. So shooting is 109. The sun rules the zodiac sign of Leo, whose symbol is a lion. The Regal Edwards Corona Crossings Theater, that's what it's called, the shooting that happened on July 26th, which is a date under Leo. So Leo is significant here. Anthony Barajas' birthday is August 9th, which makes him a Leo. So he's a Leo, that under Leo. And Leo's the sun. So you see the sun emphasis here. And his birthday is confirmed by, it's really hard to find his birthday. So again, I shout out Bobby Simpson. He found this. It's really hard to find his birthday, but his birthday is crucial to this ritual, that he's a Leo.
That means he died.
Leo and the sun are...
Yeah, he died 14 days before his birthday. Dead in Ender 14. So was Leo. So 14 days before the birthday.
Okay, good. That's a good one. I did not make the Leo 14 connection. But yeah, that's a good one. So yeah, Leo's all about this. So this was a great find. It was almost impossible. I would never have found this. But yeah, August 8th, he's a Leo. So that means he represents the sun.
How about the 42?
Also, his motto...
He's got the 42 in his Twitter name. It's funny because he's a Jesuit, and Jesuit's 42.
Yeah. So you wonder who comes up with these numbers, but yeah, there are a lot of clues there. His Mater Dei High School sports team logo for varsity sports is a lion. That's a badge with a lion on it.
I'm guessing his. I'm guessing his. I see where you're going with the lion. I'm guessing his sports jersey was 42, but I wonder if he knows why that might have been assigned to him, and God, he might have been chosen for this ritual all along. It'd be sad to think. Go ahead, Rambo. Sorry to cut you off.
No, actually, he wore number 9. Actually.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, soccer. Yeah, soccer is not really like American sports where they have a high. It's soccer. Most numbers in soccer are 1 through 11. Sometimes a little higher numbers, but for the most part, it's usually the single digits up to 11. So he wore number 9. I mean, he was a striker. He played forward. So yeah, who knows? I don't think he chose 42 for that Twitter. He has 1 million followers. Nobody just gets 1 million followers. Just a random high school kid. I know he's a good-looking kid, dude. Come on, there are tens of thousands, hundreds in the United States, hundreds of good-looking young males. I mean, they don't get 1 million.
Right.
They don't get 1 million TikTok followers. Right. Yeah. So there's something. He didn't pick that 42. Yeah. So yeah, there it is again. On more of the Leo and the Lion Sun theme. It's the badge for the varsity for Mater Dei High School. So the nickname of Mater Dei High School is the Monarchs. A monarch, among other things, is a king. The lion is considered the king of the beasts. That's why they put the lion there. It's the king of the beasts. In Gematria, monarchs and lion king are supermatched across 3 base ciphers. The royalty symbol is it's over the top. It's monarchs, king of the beasts. Barajas was shot at Regal Cinemas in Corona, which means crown in Spanish. Also, Corona is also a solar reference. A solar flare is called a coronal mass ejection. So coronal also refers to the sun. Also, when you have an eclipse, that ring around the moon, the dark spot, that's called a corona, which is the sun. So it's all the sun symbolism. So his birthday, this is another reason why his birthday is so crucial to this. August 9th. It leaves 144 days remaining in the year. It's also the 222nd day, but I mean, 222 is significant. I didn't really go into 222. It's the 222nd day, but it leaves 144. There's that key number in the year. So it's August 9th birthday, which is really hard to find that birthday. So 19 is a number of Set, the god of chaos from ancient Egypt, who kills the sun. Anthony Barajas represented the sun in this death of the sun ritual. In ancient Kemet, which is ancient Egypt, their allegory has Osiris, who is the sun, is killed and mutilated by his evil brother, Set. So the ritual that happened here honors Set. This is the killing of the sun, and it's Set who kills the sun. That's why in English you have the term sunset when the sun goes down. That comes from ancient Egypt, from that god Set. So elite magician Aleister Crowley was vilified for promoting the Aeon of Horus. He was talking about the Aeon of Horus, and he was vilified for it. But what he explained is what you should really be concerned with is the Aeon of Set, which is what some of the dark elite are actually looking at. It's not the Aeon of Horus you should be worried about. You should worry about the Aeon of Set, which is an actual thing. This New World Order, some of the dark Illuminati, if you want to call them that. This is one of their, I guess, their image or their sorcery is based on the Aeon of Set. This ritual appears to be along the lines of the shooting in the theater of the veneration of the Aeon of Set. So I'd like to shout out Neo the Hacker from Gematria. He did an excellent video. I left a link to his video on YouTube about the death of Anthony Barajas. Now he noticed a pattern. I didn't know this until I saw his video, but actually 3 TikTok sensations have all died within a relatively short time, and they were all aged 19. So 3 19-year-old TikTok sensations. One of them has like more than 2 million followers. They all died, all at 19. It's a pretty interesting pattern. But in Gematria, Set, S-E-T, sums to 19. This is a reference to Set, TikTok star, that's the sun. So who kills the sun? Set kills the sun. So Set sums to 19. That's why they're all 19. This is what the ritual is. The Greek god of chaos, which is the equivalent, this is the Greek equivalent of Set, is Typhon. And Typhon also sums to 19. And in English, chaos sums to 19. So this number is very important to this ritual. That's why all 3 of those TikTok deaths died at that age. Also, so COVID-19, just the number 19 again, has been directly associated with Set. An example I give here is a transportation company named Aardvark that it's been used for COVID-19 mobile testing labs. So they just provide the transportation, Aardvark, but their logo is really huge on the side of these COVID-19 mobile testing labs. Now, the thing about them is their logo looks like Set. Like, what a coincidence, COVID-19 and Set and Chaos 19, and they have a logo that looks like Set. And so online mainstream media has spent a surprising amount of energy debunking the idea that the logo of the company that provides the mobile COVID-19 testing is associated with Set. It sounds like the type of conspiracy theory that you wouldn't pay much attention to, but they're really going. I'm surprised at how much effort they went into debunking this. Like, I mean, most people don't even know about Set or recognize it as Set, but they I guess it means a lot to them not to have people buy into that, even though it's only a few people that would make that connection. But besides the Gematria of 19, which in the Gematria community, that's pretty much seals the deal. 19, we know that's Set, that's chaos. The name of the lab, Aardvark, is indeed associated with Set. When you look at the Encyclopedia Britannica entry on Set, the god Set, which can also be spelled S-E-T-H, like Set. From Encyclopedia Britannica, Set was represented as a composite figure with a canine body, slanting eyes, square-tipped ears, tufted in later representations, forked tail, and a long, curved, pointed snout. Various animals, including aardvark, antelope, and then they list various animals, but aardvark is the first one they mention. And it's an animal only found in Africa. They know aardvarks in the United States, unless they're in the zoo, because Egypt could relate to that animal. So it does say from Encyclopedia Britannica that an aardvark is associated with Set. So yeah, that's another clue. Besides the 19, it's obvious that symbol of that lab is associated with the god of chaos, Set. So The killer of Riley Goodrich and Anthony Barajas at the screening of The Purge is Joseph Jimenez. Jimenez represents Set because he kills the sun. Because Anthony Barajas is the sun. He's the Leo. He went to he played with the lion crest on his chest. And that's how it's done. It's done this day under Leo, which is ruled by the sun. And who kills the sun? Set. So the killer, Joseph Jimenez, represents Set. And in killing these two teenagers, Jimenez, he's 20 years old himself. He's pretty young himself. He acted out the script of The Purge. Because The Purge features gratuitous, unprovoked violence, basically chaos, which is exactly the realm of Set. Anthony Barajas is reported to have died on July 31st, so he didn't die. So the girl Riley, she died on the scene, as reported, but Barajas didn't die until July 31st, which, in this community we know that's the death date of Loyola, St. Ignatius of Loyola, from the wounds he received watching The Purge. But on that same day, July 31st, all hell broke loose in New York City on that same day. And the plot of The Purge was played out in New York City, and in particular in Corona, New York. Same name as the city where the shooting occurred. Like, what are the odds of all this? Corona, New York, which is in the borough of Queens, there was a mass shooting of 10 people by masked, hooded men, some of whom were on motorcycles. That exactly describes the scenes in The Purge. Like, The Purge was played out on July 31st in New York City. And I show pictures from the news from surveillance cameras of...
Rainbow, quick commercial break. We'll be right back, everybody.
Hi, my name is Ella, and I'm 10 years old. I'm one of the millions of children born to parents suffering from the sheeple virus. Symptoms include the inability to think for oneself, the attention span of a goldfish, and a strong belief in government and the mainstream media. It is estimated that 1 out of every 2 children are being raised by parents infected with the sheeple virus. But there is a cure. For as little as 19 cents per day, you can become a TFR supporter and help children like me get their daily dose of truth. Together, we will make sure every child has protection from deception.
The U.S. Department of Corruption denies right-doing. It's the Onion Radio News. This is Doyle Redland reporting. In an attempt to head off a storm of scandal today, U.S. Department of Corruption Secretary Paul Wessler declared that neither he nor anyone in his employ has ever knowingly done the right thing. Critics, however, have countered with charges that Wessler allowed money allocated to fund inner-city schools to fall into the hands of inner-city schools. Wessler calls the allegations ludicrous.
Any money appropriated to our department will be used for drug parties and hookers.
President Bush defended his corruption chief, calling the department's goals in theft and bribes, quote, beyond reproach. Local sales representative Pete Tunney says he simply couldn't survive without the ultra-convenience of email, despite the fact that it takes up almost a third of his workday. Tunney says reading long, rambling memos from coworkers, weeding through forwarded internet jokes, and responding to friends who want to know what's up is a real time saver.
I can't even imagine doing my job without email. How did people even make sales before the internet was put up?
While he enjoys his job well enough, Tunney says that after work, he also enjoys ripping MP3s and spending hours moving them into different folders on his home computer. Local man Bill Magner has dreamed repeatedly about walking around in Albertson's supermarket with no pants on since he was a young boy, but he never truly believed that dream would ever come true until now. Magner claims a lack of sleep, absent-mindedness, and a need for common household items brought about this remarkable development.
In my dreams, I was always really nervous about being naked in public, but right on the money.
After Magner's immediate arrest for public indecency, people close to him predict that yet another of his dreams will soon come true, the one where he is fatally sodomized with a nightstick. Doyle Redland for the Onion Radio News, online at theonion.com.
You are now tuned into the truth frequency.
We are TFR. TFR.
Truth Frequency Radio.
Condition orange. Condition orange. Situation Delta in effect. Please enter your agent number now, followed by the hash key.
You have to create culture. Don't watch TV. Don't read magazines. Don't even listen to NPR.
Time comes when silence is betrayal. More for themselves and less for everybody else. But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them. Think for yourself. Question authority.
This code has been compromised.
All right, we're back, True Seeker. Rambo's in the middle of another brilliant presentation. He got interrupted by the commercial, which happens sometimes on Wednesday nights because it's TFR. We can't control those commercials. I just want to chime in real quick before he goes any further. Again, the death was July 31st, the day he supposedly passed. Notice how Jesuit order is 144 with the alphabetic order forwards, 153 in reverse, right? And he ends up dying on the day that Ignatius of Loyola, the founder of the Jesuit order, died in history back in 1556. Go figure, the year 56. But again, the girlfriend's name's 144. He's born on the day, leaving 144 days left in the year. The 14 weeks and 4 days from the Lincoln anniversary. The fact that Lincoln was shot on 14/4. And all the other things with 144 and the Jesuits we talk about. I mean, it comes up all the time. The whole election being simulated with Biden winning and Trump refusing to step down. That was June 12th at Jesuit Georgetown, 144 days before the election. But, I mean, the Jesuit ritual couldn't be any more clear. Plus, he went to a Jesuit high school, and it just goes to show, I mean, you go to these Jesuit schools, there's your chances of being used in one of their schemes is dramatically increased. And, yeah, I mean, the Jesuits need to be done away with. They might be known for having great schools, but who cares? They just need to go away altogether. It's obvious that they use their great schools to recruit people to do bad things. And things like this that happened. I mean, this school needs to be like if we had a real government. Like what is the government doing in the world right now? What is it pursuing? You know, our government's supposedly always going after things that are bad for the world. Well, aren't we laying out the case like every day how bad the Jesuits are for the world? It just couldn't be any more clear. So why isn't our government going after the Jesuits? And of course, I'm being facetious. It's because our government's controlled by the Jesuits in the Jesuit stronghold of Washington, D.C., where Georgetown is. But all these 144s, the theater, the Lincoln parallel, I appreciate how Rambo drew. I didn't realize the whole Lincoln mask thing with the purge. I mean, it's all too obvious. So, hold on. Let me get Rambo back on here. And there he is. All right, Rambo. Sorry about the break.
That's all right. Also, one thing, there's a point I've been making, because I've been talking about how the Vatican venerates Jupiter and how it goes back to Babylon, it's Zeus, Enlil, and how you're talking about how they use certain people in rituals. So because Jupiter rules Sagittarius and Pisces, so those people were used in rituals. But I thought I explained that there's no such thing as a good planet, bad planet, or good sign, no sign. I mean, some people still look. I got some feedback. Somebody thinks I'm really picking on. I don't know if they use Sagittarius, but in this example, and I've done stuff on Mercury. Mercury trickster god. I talked about how April 1st, April Fool's Day, is based on Mercury because Mercury is a god of deception. I've said that. This person must have missed that. But in this case, Set was a god of chaos. Is a trickster god, and is also associated with Mercury. So here's an example where they might invoke Mercury. So my point was, this is a sorcery. If they're using astrology, every planet and every sign has multiple positive characteristics and negative characteristics. Depending on the intention of the magician, they will pick whatever aspect of whatever planet or sign that they want. So in this case, they like the negative side of Jupiter, but doesn't mean that Jupiter is bad. Jupiter has a positive side. But here is how they use Mercury. Set is just the ancient Egyptian version of the negative side of Mercury. The positive side of Mercury is Thoth, or Tehuti. But Set, who's really evil, is the negative side of Mercury. So this is just to make my point, which some people might miss, because I know I emphasize Jupiter a lot, because they do invoke Jupiter a lot. It's a powerful planet. But here's an example where, in some cases, they do invoke Mercury in the form of Set, because and Set is a god of chaos. And you can see the theme to the purge and what's been happening. Like on this night of July 31st, it looks like the purge. It's chaos. And who rules a realm of chaos but Set? And so here I show how life imitates art. This is a surveillance picture from the New York Police Department put out of. They have these men on motorcycles wearing hoods and masks who were involved in the shooting in Queens where 10 people were shot on that night. And then I show a scene from the purge, and it looks very similar. There's chaos, there's violence, and these men on motorcycles. This is life imitating art. So the purge has a lot to do with this. Now there's also Ahriman, Ahriman, Ahriman. This is the Zoroastrian tradition's version of the god of destruction, the god of chaos, Ahriman. Now, so the deity being invoked here is also Ahriman, as well as Set. And like I said, Ahriman comes from the Zoroastrian tradition. Now, this is made pretty clear when you juxtapose Rudolf Steiner's channeled image of Ahriman, which is a pretty famous mask that he made, or like sculpture he made. He made a very famous sculpture of Ahriman, which he got from channeling, with the Abraham Lincoln mask from The Purge. It is crystal clear, it is abundantly obvious that the Abraham Lincoln mask used in The Purge is modeled after Ahriman, who is the Zoroastrian god of destruction, god of chaos. Kind of like a Satan figure in Zoroastrianism, but you can see that's what that mask is based on. So Gematria confirms all these elements are indeed connected. Ahriman, Aeon of Set, monarchs, Set. Riley Goodrich's middle name is Erica with a K, and shooting. They all have double overlap at 44 and 37. All these related terms to what we've been talking about. Then there's Osiris, Set, and Isis that I brought up earlier. In the grand ritual, Anthony Barajas was the son, Osiris. Joseph Jimenez is Set, who kills the son, who kills Osiris. And Riley Goodrich is Isis. Isis is Venus in Roman tradition. The gematria numbers of Venus are 81, 54, 18, 27. The killer Joseph, I made a mistake. It's Joseph Jimenez. I wrote Joseph Barajas. The killer Joseph Jimenez was reportedly captured at his residence on Envoy Avenue. Envoy, the supermatch with Venus in all four ciphers. Ciphers 81, 54, 27, 18. Those are all Venus numbers. That's the coding because he killed He killed Isis, who's Venus. Her shooting death took place on the date with 54 and 18 numerology. Those are Venus numbers. Riley Goodrich, her name, comes to 81 and 207. 207 is the same as 27 numerology. Again, Venus numbers. Riley Goodrich died at age 18. So Venus number. The location was Corona. In the Jewish cipher / Latin cipher, Corona comes to 224, which is a Venus number, because that is the orbital cycle of the planet Venus, is 224 days. Now, Christian iconography of Mary with baby Jesus in her lap is directly co-opted from ancient Egyptians' depiction of Isis with baby Horus in her lap. The Mater Dei, Mother of God, that's a reference to Isis as well. So there's a lot of sacred feminine coding to this story. The birthday of the Virgin Mary is said to be September 8th. Virgo Maria literally means Virgo Mary. That's what a September 8th birthday is, Virgo. They're telling you, Virgo Mary. So Riley Goodrich's birthday is the day after the feast of the Virgin Mary, September 9th, confirming that she is indeed Isis in the ritual destruction of the sacred feminine. The sacred feminine is a metaphor for the force of love and conscience that, when destroyed, creates the kind of psychopathy seen in the movie The Purge. That's what happens when you no longer have care, empathy, and love. And that's the metaphor of the sacred feminine. So you destroy that, you get what happens in The Purge, you get what they say happened in the theater. And it's what's increasingly happened in the United States. There's more and more of this kind of psychopathy and violence. So just to end this part, it is noteworthy that the Slipknot co-founder and former drummer Jordison, who died on that same day, he's a Taurus. And Taurus is ruled by Venus. So Venus is very much, destruction of Venus is very much a part of these events.
Well, brilliant work as always, Rambo. And more arrows pointing back to the same old gang behind all this. Did you look much into his school, like how old it was, anything like that?
No, I did leave a link. Mater Dei, you can click on that. But yeah, as far as looking, I looked into deeply into a lot of things. I'm looking into The Purge. I still have a whole bunch of stuff on Slipknot. I have an entire Slipknot decode, which, like I said, Slipknot's important to this community because they're the ones who talked about Gematria. So yeah, I didn't really go. I mean, their model is pretty interesting. Culture of sacrifice, you know. You know what they're saying there.
Yeah,
but,
guess what? They were established in 50, yeah. So that makes them 71 years old this year. And do you want to go on your quick little rundown about 71?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Okay, I'll talk earlier about Zeus, how they venerate Jupiter. Saint Peter is Jupiter, and you can see that in the way Saint Peter is depicted in the Vatican. He's sitting on a chair, a throne, with 1 foot forward. That is exactly how the Romans depicted Jupiter sitting in the throne with 1 foot forward. And Zeus, 71 is the big one. Catholic is 71, Peter is 71, Zeus is 71, Vatican City is 71. There's so many to mention, but those are also Pisces is 71. Pisces ruled by Jupiter, and the archetype of Jupiter, Zeus comes from Enlil. And if you actually write out Jupiter is Enlil or Enlil is Jupiter, it comes to 71. Also, God in the English extended, God comes to 71. And yeah, so that's just from the top of my head. I think isn't the Society of Jesus 71 as well? I think, but yeah, so that's 71 is huge. So the fact that they're 71 years old this year, it's also a sacred feminine number. Sacred feminine also comes to 71, and that's again, it has to do with Venus. Kamala Devi Harris is 71. She's a Libra ruled by Venus, and that's where this Virgin Mary and sacrifice of the sacred feminine we see in this story, that's where that comes into, sacred feminine 71. So yeah, huge number.
This school has a serious list of professional athletes that a lot of Jesuit schools do. Wow. Well, gonna have to look more into this school.
Who are some of the big names, just if you don't mind, really?
Well, there's a lot. One who's active in the NFL right now is Colt Brennan, and Colt Brennan just had the recent death ritual with his brother. I'll say that was about 2 years ago now. But just, I mean, a lot. Matt Barkley, they have former Heisman winners here. Leinart went here. Leinart had, Heisman winner, NFL career. But yeah, I mean, just it's amazing. Just all sorts of sports and going back decades. So, you look at a typical high school in the nation, it'll have on their Wikipedia, the school might have one professional athlete, maybe two. I mean, look at this list right here. So, again, Jesuits run it. A lot of Jesuit high schools like that. But yeah, this school needs to be looked into right here, no doubt about it. This school's behind the news story. Absolutely. I think there must be like a chief scumbag at all of these Jesuit universities, but and prep schools. So, Appreciate it, Rambo. Great work as always.
Oh yeah, appreciate you. Thank you.
All right. Have a good night.
Take care.
Yeah, see. Well, Rambo connected the dots, and what do you know? Right back to the Jesuits. Another 144 special. And who do you think's behind these Purge movies? Give you one guess. Let's go out to Pasadena. Pasadena, you're on 626.
What's going on, Zach? This is your boy Marco from BeingJustified.com.
Thanks for calling in.
Now, I just wanted to talk briefly on our favorite subject matter, which is Event 201 sometimes. And one of the things I wanted to talk about with Event 201 on this call, quickly, is their little scenario that they put out. They put out a scenario that lasts 18 months. And one of the things that we're going to be coming across pretty soon is that 18-month mark from the time that the World Health Organization declared COVID a pandemic, which was on March 11th. So that leads us to 9/11, like to the date. And man, oh man, I'm telling you, I anticipate some crazy stuff happening in regards to pushing the agenda even further down the freaking abyss. And it has to do in line with some subject matter that it's been coming up to my attention now because of some of the evidential videos that are coming out on it. People from all over the world, man. And I don't even know if this should be even talked about on your stream, because I've noticed that on my particular channel, the Watchman Report, it does not fare well with their algorithm. I'll tell you that much. It seems like Google has auto triggers for certain words, and this is one of those words, which I'm just going to say the last part of it. Maybe it won't catch it because it's oxide. I'm just going to say that, and it's got a chemical symbol of GO. And one of the things that there's a particular group of people out there from Spain right now that are exposing this, that have some doctors involved, and they're taking they've taken the, I think it was the AstraZeneca shot, they've taken the Moderna shot, and they've put it under an electron microscope, and what they're trying to see with it is what's in it, first of all, but second of all, they're seeing some commonalities with this material that I've mentioned and what's being found in some of these jabs, because of the fact that they're noting that videos from around the world, and I mean, these are hundreds and thousands of them at this point, and they're from everywhere, Africa, China, you name it. I mean, Brazil, Portugal, Spain, of course. These are people that are putting up videos that show that it starts primarily in their injection site, but they're turning magnetic. They could actually gravitate, spoons to themselves, magnets to themselves. Heck, at a certain point, people get so magnetic, and it depends basically on your body type. Typically, like fatter people turn magnetic pretty much everywhere, and it spreads faster with them, and they create higher levels of magnetism. But, some of these people can actually gravitate like hammers to their body. I'm talking about hammers, iPhones, and it spreads, it seems. It seems like it spreads from like their injection site to the chest, then all the way to the head. Some people are magnetic in the forehead. And the idea that this is leading to, and one of the theories that these Spanish doctors are coming to the conclusion with, especially when they see how this can be modulated, like in other words, when this material is in your body, it could be modulated to an extent where it can oxidize and it can produce symptoms like pneumonia, which we saw with COVID. So the idea here is that they've also theorized that, listen, who knows if COVID is even real? How about the flu season for 2019? How about them jabbing everybody up with that crap? And then the initial COVID strike was when they turned up that 5G tower and started striking these people down. Now, what I'm anticipating with all this being said, what I'm anticipating is that now when we hit this 18-month mark at 9/11 and you start to see people drop, they're going to have their justification to now really ratchet it down, lock everything back down. And it's the way it's trending right now. It's trending in such a bad direction right now where we are going to lock back down, and who knows what's going to happen after we lock back down again, because if the first one didn't wake you up that something horribly bad is coming our way, the second one should definitely wake people up. But I think it's going to be too late at that point, because, you know, these are going to be people that got the jab, they got magnetized, that then get struck with this little attack that they got coming our way. That's going to be probably the big false flag to lead into some bigger crap. But that looks like, I'm telling you, man, September's going to be very pivotal. And one of the things that I'm also seeing right now with the news is how they, you know, just turn it on. Just turn it on. You'll see that Delta's spreading, Delta's surging. They're also, I just read on Newsweek right now, that the Delta, the doomsday variant is coming, something 10 times worse than COVID originally. So, I mean, I don't know how much groundwork they have to lay for this next attack that they're going to get. And I'm telling you right now, anybody that's magnetic, they got an execution date. They got a death sentence on them. I mean, especially if you're magnetic in the forehead, that stuff is in your head. And boy, oh boy, let me tell you what, if you got that crap going off in your head and magnetizing iPhones and coins and all that crap to your head, when they flip that switch, and I've seen some Italian doctors that have come out and said, listen, in 18 months, and I told myself, how does she know about this 18-month mark? She's like, in 18 months, watch all these people that got the jab, they're going to be dropping like flies. I said, man, oh man. And to the fact of the Event 201 thing, because we know that, you know, the Jesuits, Bill Gates ran it. Bill Gates, man, you're going to laugh at this one. Bill Gates just recently came out with his new favorite books that he likes. I kid you not, I started laughing when he mentioned what book title. One book title, it was called Numbers Don't Lie. I started laughing.
A lot of the titles are interesting. The thing you said about the how magnetic some people are, I've seen the videos where people are like sticking the fridge magnet and it's sticking to them on the side of the jab but not on the other side. Where's this latest information about people becoming even more magnetic? Where's that from?
Okay, so I don't even, maybe this, okay, like I said, I don't want to say this word, man, it's going to get your stuff flagged.
Yeah, I don't care, just say it. I mean, I get censored all the time, I'm just so used to it.
Okay, so check this out. What I need you to go to is check out this, it's called La Quinta Columna, and there's also an Instagram profile that is excellent at uploading the latest stuff that's coming out as far as like people send him stuff and he'll verify it and then he'll post it. But it's called Graphene Vaccine. That's the profile on Instagram. This guy is so censored on freaking Instagram, I'll tell you right now. And look, just peruse it. Just peruse it. Look at all this stuff that you see people throwing forks, and when they throw the fork just sticks. So I know that people can claim that, you know what, everybody can have a sticky body. They might be sweaty. It might be glue, blah, blah, blah. There is visual evidence on this stuff. You cannot deny. And you know what? I almost forgot to mention. There was a recent ex-Pfizer employee, a female ex-Pfizer employee has come out, and she went on the Stu Peters show, and she said, "Listen, I don't know why it's in it, but I can confirm there is. I'm going to say the word. There is graphene oxide in the jab."
Yeah, I mean, something's going on. Just from what I've seen about the magnet sticking to people's arms, I mean, some of those videos are pretty convincing. It's like, okay, something's definitely going on there. I mean, what is that about? So we'll find out just how crazy it's going to get. Yeah, but yeah, you are right. The 18-month anniversary will be September 11th, and they always got a whopper for us that day. So anyway, appreciate all the information.
Oh, you're welcome. And I'm telling you, I think it's going to be rather interesting, this one. And you know what, man? These guys are getting so bolden right now. I mean, I just recently saw that Satanist The Weeknd. Listen, look at his channel. These guys are signaling what they got coming. He has a teaser right now for a new song that's coming. It's called The Dawn is Coming. And then he actually made a pinned comment himself, The Weeknd. And it says, what does it say? Let me see here. Hold on a second. I mean, I said, this guy is ridiculous. He pinned his comment on this video called The Dawn is Coming. And he says, say your final goodbye.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I hope that is what's coming, man, because these people that are living today that just have a blind eye to everything and hate the truth, man, they deserve, if it gets that horrible and awful, they deserve every bit of it. So, anyway, appreciate you, Marco.
Oh, no, check it out, Zach. Hold on, I was going to say this. I'm with you when it comes to, get these simple guys that just sell for the job. Get them. But I'm telling you what, Zach, it's really to get to us.
Yeah, that's probably true. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. I do appreciate all the research and information. You have a good night, friend. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, take care. All right, let's go out to Toronto. Toronto, you're on.
Hi, Zach. How are you?
Doing well. Thanks for participating in the birthday video. I appreciate that, Natalie.
No problem. Did you like my 56 set?
Indeed, I did. Indeed.
That was it was game day, even though I think Montreal lost that day. But I had to wear it for game day for the video.
Sure, that makes sense.
So, a couple of things. This was more like a personal victory, even though, maybe some people will take inspiration out of this. I actually measured my blood pressure for the first time after
hold on, commercial real quick. We'll be right back with Natalie and everybody else. Sit tight.
Discover the extraordinary powers of intuitive healing with pain transmutation, a method of holistic healing for the human soul, body, mind, and emotions. If you are looking for answers and a deep understanding of how to help yourself and the people around you to live a happier, healthier life, this is the right place for you. Learn how to read your soul's history in the Akashic Records. Remove negative energy attachments from your astral body and start the process of inner and outer pain transmutation. Join Pain Transmutation Community to get started on the path of intuitive healing. Change your energetic state. Manifest new and exciting experiences. Re-energize your life and build inspiring connections with others in our community.
This is iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio makes you want to move. When you have a great melody, a song lasts forever.
Instantly connected.
I love it when the beat goes.
Did you know you can listen to Truth Frequency Radio on iHeartRadio? Just download the app to your smart car, smartphone, or smart TV and get the best of TFR wherever you are.
iHeartRadio.
I'll see you there.
So, you love talk radio, then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
Hi, I'm Sergeant Jim Ram, retired. In early 2012, I was facing a laundry list of chronic health conditions that my physician was telling me were incurable. I knew there had to be a better way, and I learned how I could reverse every one of my ailments with science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition. In just a few months, I was able to reverse high blood pressure, gastric reflux, sleep apnea, arthritis, degenerative disc disease, heart arrhythmia, AFib, and many more. And I've lost over 70 pounds and kept it off. Now I'm hosting a radio program that's dedicated to helping my listeners do the same. If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, if you're sick of being used as an ATM by your doctor, then you'll want to tune into the Your DIY Health radio program here on Truth Frequency Radio every Thursday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern and 6 to 8 a.m. Pacific.
No hate, no hype, no fear. We are TFR, your protection from deception.
All right, we're back, Truth Seeker. We're taking your calls the rest of the way. Natalie was just getting into it, and the break crept up on us. Natalie, you're back on.
Hi, Zach.
Yes.
So, maybe this could inspire somebody, too, since I was obese before. I checked my blood pressure. This is some good news, at least for me. I checked my blood pressure for the first time ever after losing, how much weight it was, 30 pounds. And it was like the first time in a year. So my weight my blood pressure when I was obese was like 120 over 85, so I was high normal. So like if I reached the bottom number, if I reached 90, then I would be at risk for hypertension, high blood pressure, all these other things. And when I checked it, it was 111 over 69. And my face dropped of like, shut up. That is right where it's supposed to be. The bottom number should be around 71 and around 100, anywhere around that. Like, oh my God, maybe somebody can take inspiration from that also needs to change their eating habits too, like I have. I was just so shocked. I measured it 3 times that day. It's like, this can't be real that it dropped so much.
Well, that's great news.
Back to where I was supposed.
Yeah, that's great news. Your body is a lot happier with you. What was the thing you had to do to lose the weight and reduce the blood pressure?
Well, I cut out processed carbs. That was one thing. I cut out processed sugar. That was a very difficult thing to do. This was very specific for me. I had to go very low dairy. That's specific to me. Mainly it's just cut out processed carbs, cut out processed sugars, pasta and rice. Those are starches, and potatoes, so measure those out, high protein, increase those vegetables. Just stuff like that, don't snack. And then, like, ask yourself, are you really hungry or are you psychologically hungry?
Truly.
Or are you eating because you're bored?
Right. Indeed.
I have a bit of a synchronicity for you. On July 31st, shout out to Sean, Bart, and Dana, and Asif. We were watching They Live with the Canadian wrestler, and it was July 31st on his death anniversary date. And then I told Bart to stop the movie, so we did a group thing. And then because the Chuck said scientific investigation division, and that gave me, like, I put on satanic cipher, forgive my pronunciation, septenary cipher and Chaldean cipher, the ones that are used more in spellcasting, like you mix astrology with it. And the first hit I got was Revelation 13, verse 18. And I didn't know what you were streaming that day. And what were you live streaming in the caption? Revelation 3:18.
Huh. Yeah, that's
until
strange.
Dana told me, go open back stream. What he's streaming you right of the verse that you found. And I'm like, oh, wow. And then Sean found in the movie, it's from 1988, 1538. So it was like, what's his name again? Canadian wrestler. Oh, Piper, right?
Roddy Piper.
Died in 15. Yep, on the 38 numerology, we were able to see that in the movie. So that's pretty interesting how they code all this stuff even like 20 plus years in advance.
Indeed. Just out of curiosity, how do you guys all watch the movie together online? How does that work?
There was a Discord that was created.
Oh, I see. You can do that in
And
Discord.
then Bart shared his screen, and we were able to talk through that.
I see. I see.
And then we stopped the movie, and then we started. Hi Dana, there she is. And we started decoding stuff. And that was the big one we found. I had no idea what you were streaming, and it turns out we both found the same 3:18, Revelation 3:18.
Or 13:18.
And I'm like, wow, talk about, yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about synchronicity.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's fine.
That was interesting. That's very interesting.
So I want to remind people to pay it forward. Like I bought coffee. I was at Tim Hortons and I bought coffee for a senior citizen that couldn't wear his mask and go into the store because he was in a mobile scooter. He had a trip and fall and he broke his knee. So he asked me to go buy a coffee because here's no mask, no entry. So I did that for him, and then we chatted for a while, and he told me that he's 81. He's an 81-year-old man who just wanted a coffee, that he can't go in the store without a mask, and he told me how he tripped him. And we just had a nice conversation, so I just want people just to be reminded to pay it forward for the like elderly and the special needs, just to be kind to each other, that's all.
Indeed. Yeah, great message, Natalie, and good for you. Appreciate all that, and glad you guys are making such good connections in the community. So appreciate your call tonight. Have a great night, Natalie. Thank you.
You too, bye.
All right, take care. Okay. Good things and bad times. Let's go out to Delaware. What's up, Delaware?
Hey, what's going on, Zach?
How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Just hanging in there. Something came to my attention back in July. One of my friends sent me a post on social media on Snapchat, and there was a rare case of this virus called monkeypox. And I was just doing some research about it, and I'm surprised that no one else has came out about it, or the news media hasn't came out about it. But I was doing my own digging and dirt up on it, and I did some numbers and did some research on it, and I'm on Wikipedia right now, and it says that the virus is mainly found in the tropical forests of Central Africa and West Africa, and it was discovered in monkeys in 1958 and in humans in 1970. And those two numbers, really popped up to me. And then I went and found a news article about a resident who is from Texas who had flown to Atlanta from Nigeria on July 8th with the final destination going back to Dallas on July 9th. And I went back and just redid some of the numbers with it. And the numbers won't. The numbers are going to be relevant. There won't be any jumping around or any hoo-ha like other callers have been doing in the past that I've heard, and you've gotten frustrated and whatnot. But I'm just going to get to the point so that way I don't take up too much time or anything. But if I have to, I will. But I'm sorry about that. But Monkeypox, yeah, when you write out monkeypox, it has a gematria of 48 and 33, 48 like hoax, 48 like Illuminati, 33 like masonry, and secrecy 33, monkeys also equals 33. They're saying that it came from that it comes from parts of Central Africa. Central Africa equals 57 like Scottish Rite. The year 58 equates to secret society. Tracing board equals 58. Solomon's Temple equals 58. Herod's Temple equals 58. And also Gambia also equals 33. And when I thought of the year 1970, I thought of coronavirus equaling 70, COVID vaccine equaling 70, and I was also reading down on it and about how that it could have possibly have came from some kind of rats, and rats also equals 58, and there's a man who is known for finding some type of vaccine or whatever for it with primates, and his name is, if I'm pronouncing it right, his full name is Preben Christian Alexander von Magnus, and his name, the first name Preben, P-E-R-B-N, his name equals 33, just like masonry, just like monkeys, in the other words that I mentioned, like Gambia. His name, Preben V. Magnus, equals 58, just like secret society, like Solomon's Temple, like tracing board. And his full name, Preben Christian Alexander von Magnus, his full name equals 187, just like Society of Jesus. And I thought this was really, really interesting because I'm surprised the news hasn't broke out and mentioned anything about this. So I thought I would just, bring it to your attention because the news article was released sometime back in July. And supposedly there's been other cases of this that have happened. Supposedly there was a huge outbreak that happened in the year 2003 here in America. There was other cases of it happening in Singapore and also in the United Kingdom as well too.
I'm trying to find what day this. I see that this was something that was going on in the news, monkeypox. I'm just trying to figure out what day the case was cited. Yeah, it's interesting. So yeah,
I think it was sometime in July, but I'm not sure which day in July it was.
And again, when you're explaining things with all the numbers, just keep it more simple. Like, again, discovered in 58, and then just explain what 58. 58 is really important to secret societies, Freemasonry, secret society, Rosicrucian, tracing boards, thing Masons do, Solomon's Temple, so important to them. And then the fact that monkeypox equals 33 and 58 when Masonry, secrecy, order, all those things are 33, the 33 pillars of their temple. So it's really that 33-58 thing with monkeypox being discovered in 58. Yeah, I just, like, again, it's a lot easier to grasp than just so many numbers, but, yeah, I gotta find the date that it supposedly was found in the U.S. I missed this whole story. I hadn't heard anything about monkeypox, but,
Yeah, me either. Not until my friend told me about it, and I was like, "What do you mean monkeypox? Like, I've never even heard of that. Like, what the hell is that? Yeah, what the hell is that even? Like, what is it?" So I guess they're trying to, scare us with something else, scare us with another different virus, as if, as if we need any more scare tactics going on right now, with all this hoo-ha going on. And I was talking to one of my neighbors, and he had put me on to something crazy. He put me on to this. It's called per.c6 and SM-102, and per.c6 basically states that they're basically putting in aborted fetus cells inside of the vaccines. And SM-102, it basically is talking about how SM-102 is a synthetic amylipid, which is used in combination with other lipids to form some type of. It just blew my mind, and it just goes back to Moderna and the COVID-19 vaccine. Like, I couldn't even read the rest because it just blew my mind. But yeah, if you look up SM-102 and PER.C6 cells, it'll blow your mind. Like, I couldn't even read past the first part because it's all this stuff is mind blowing. Up what's going on right now. Like, I just foresee a second shutdown or even something even worse even happening. Like them coming out with a whole new type of dangerous virus or something, just like a second shutdown, because it's just really mind blowing to me.
Again, Year of the Tiger.
I'm not sure if you know, but
we've been saying it since the beginning that this is all going through the Year of the Tiger. We've been saying it the whole time. They're going to just keep doing this through the Year of the Tiger. They told us all in the beginning with all the Tiger stuff. But, yeah, appreciate all the observations as always. I'll look more into this monkeypox thing. It looks like the story is it came from Africa to Atlanta on July 8th, and then the flight went from Atlanta to Dallas on July 9th. So I found the date for this monkeypox. I'll look more into it. Good research as always. Appreciate it, friend.
You're welcome.
All right, have a good night, man. All right, let's go out to Marco. What's up, Marco?
Hey, Zach, I need a small favor, man. Do you mind taking the next call and then come right back to me? You don't mind?
I'll come back to you. Yeah, no problem.
I appreciate it.
Let's see. Bronson, Florida's called back in. Bronson, we didn't connect with you last time. Are you there, Bronson? Well, it's okay. Let's go out to Bart in Chicago. Bart? What's up, Bart?
Hey, what's up, Zach?
How you doing?
How are you? Doing great. By the way, congrats to Natalie on her accomplishments and health. That's pretty awesome. I myself lost 40 pounds doing intermittent fasting. I went from 240 to a couple of times I stopped on the scale. I was at like 199, so I passed the 200 mark. So that's cool.
Nice work.
But it goes up and down.
Nice work.
Thank you. And about how we watched the movie, because it's actually I learned this from Bryson, but I created a server on Discord, because I guess on Discord you just create servers and then you just have people join your server, and then you could share your screen. And the movie, you could watch movies for free at a website called hdonline.co. And you just search for your movie, and they have a lot of the movies out there that are even the older ones and the newer ones. And it's right there. You watch it on your computer for free, Screw Netflix. This is free right there online. So then I pretty much shared my browser, my screen, and put it on full screen, and we were able to watch the movie. And then we had, through the Signal app, we created a after-party group, so that way we could converse about the movie and pause it, and so everybody was watching it in real time. It was a lot of fun. We're going to do it more often, do movie nights, just to have kind of a community gathering and do some decodes live while watching movies. I think the next one we're going to watch is going to be Kingsman from 2014.
I haven't seen that one. Okay.
Predictive programming.
Kingsman. Okay. Somebody told me to see that. Yeah, somebody recommended that a long time ago. I remember that's one I haven't seen. So okay.
Well, the protagonist, and I learned this from Asif, the protagonist in there, his name is Valentine, and Valentine is played by Samuel L. Jackson, and we know Samuel L. Jackson is part of this whole propaganda when he was on Jimmy Kimmel and he was reading from the book Stay the Fuck Home, and in the background you had the Slow Kiss Goodnight poster that he started with, who was that, Sandra Bullock, I think. Anyway, well, his name is Valentine in the protagonist, and in that movie he says that the humans are the virus and climate change is the fever. So him saying you know, humans are the virus. His name is Valentine. Valentine's is, you know, 14/2, like coronavirus is 14/2, and COVID vaccine is, was it 214, right? And it's interesting that his name is Valentine. It's Valentine, and it correlates to coronavirus and COVID vaccines. So that's a nice find there. So that's why we want to watch that movie, because there's a lot of other predictive programming in that. In there. But anyway, yeah, in the movie They Live, the other thing that we noticed is that they went to, when they were on their way to that banquet in the movie, well, they stayed at a hotel, and they stayed in room 202, Skull and Bones, and then they come out on the street, and on like a bank clock, it says 9:41, which is the mirror image of 149, another Skull and Bones. Like scene to scene, 2 Skull and Bone numbers, which we thought that was kind of interesting. And one question for you: Did you ever get my birthday gift? I sent you a package. Did you ever get it?
Is it like in Christmas wrap?
No, it's not. It was just like a plain box.
I need to go to my P.O. box. Been there. I do have a package that I just picked up the other day, and I haven't opened it. I was going to do it on camera on one of these streams, but it's in red wrapping. That's not yours?
No, that's not mine.
It's probably still in my P.O. box. I need to go to my P.O. box. It's been a minute since I picked it up, so I need to go in there. But I bet it's there. So I will do that.
Yeah, I sent you I sent you 2 gag gifts, you know, funny gifts, and then a real gift, and a handwritten letter, because I know how you like receiving handwritten letters, so I did that.
I will get it, and I will check it out on camera. Yeah, I'm sure it's in my P.O. box. I don't have it yet, though.
Awesome. Awesome. One more thing today. I gotta do a shout out to one of my riders, and I'm gonna finish with that. I had a rider in my car. Her name is Chelsea. In a 10-minute, we had a 10-minute ride. In a 10-minute conversation, we kind of got on the subject of the masks and the vaccines and all that stuff, and she totally believes that this is just a bunch of nonsense that's going on. So right there in the car, I got her to subscribe to your channel, got her to subscribe to my channel. By the way, my channel got hit with a strike for medical misinformation the same day. Your video was taken down for TFR last week on Wednesday. So I can't go live till tomorrow, but she gave me the most awesome gift, and I think she probably works for this company, or she works for a distributor, but she gave me a bottle of the Glenlivet Founders Reserve Single Malt Scotch, and guess what the price is? The price is too funny. The price that I looked it up, the price is $54.95.
Perfect. Yeah.
So if you're listening, Chelsea, because I gave her your channel like right when you went live on TFR, and she's like, "Oh, he looks like he's live right now." I'm like, "Yeah, you should listen in." So if you are listening, Chelsea, thank you for the wonderful gift. That was awesome. And yeah, she's gonna, she subscribed to your channel, my channel, so she's kind of part of the community now, and I hope she enjoys the kind of work that you do. And I'm just a beginner, but hopefully she's listening in. So that's how I get people to wake up in my car, have simple conversation, and I do it on a daily basis. So anyway, keep up the good work. We're so happy that you're back full throttle, making awesome videos. You're more fired up than ever, and we appreciate you. Just wanted to say that.
Well, you're welcome, Bart, and I'm glad you do what you do every day, and thanks for bringing another person in the community. Great job, friend. Thank you.
No problem. You have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Take care.
Thank you.
I am working hard right now, and I'm doing my best to cover up the way I really feel, but it's just like, man, we still got to make something happen. Things are not better. Things are definitely not better. They're getting worse by the day until we... again, we have to figure out a way to create a mass uprising. The people who see what's wrong, these people have to figure out how to organize, network, and do something together now. In a big way. Something that has a real impact. It's got to be more than symbolic. Let's go out to 828. What's up, 828?
Hey, I wanted to throw out a few Gematria numbers I saw in the news today. The first one was the unemployment number was 330,000.
Okay.
The 3-3, and they also announced that Rihanna became the most wealthy African American at age 33 today with 117 billion. So I don't think those were coincidence using the 33.
What was the Rihanna
And,
headline? What something about wealth?
Rihanna became the most wealthy. She surpassed Oprah in wealth at 117 billion at age 33, and they just happened to announce that on the mainstream.
I see.
33 was all over the headlines today.
I see.
And back to the last caller that called, you know, I called in a while ago and said you should watch The Kingsman, but I had to go. The Kingsman movies are the kind of movies you got to watch it like 3 or 4 times, because the first time you're going to be like, this movie sucks, and then you got to like really go deep into it and what they're programming you with. And the second one really sucks. It's The Golden Circle. But I went back and watched it. I mean, they show you all the technology. They're showing you time manipulation. That, you know, basically they're showing you that the CIA and the secret society are they're manipulating time and space, and they're taking each other out, and then it manipulates the timeline. And I mean, it's just mind blowing. So, you know, I think you should definitely check out both Kingsman movies, because they're showing you the technology. They're also showing you that their version of their group, call it their secret society or whatever, has merged with the AI and the technology, which goes back to what this Pfizer lady says is in the vaccine, which is used as the transhumanist that ties people into the internet. That was her exact words. You know, this is some sci-fi stuff happening right now on this timeline. And I also had to revisit the other 2 movies for the last guy that likes to watch the movies and decode. The other 2 that tie in with everything are The Strain, that series, which I'm getting ready to order on DVD because it's on Hulu. And the Strain, I had to go to their Twitter page, but on their Twitter page, on the 2017 August the 21st, a tweet was sent out from the Strain Twitter page. The Master is here, and the whole series of The Strain is about
censorship,
elite vampire.
an ever-growing problem in today's modern media. YouTube and Google, the information you're looking for is buried by official narratives and propaganda. This is why TFR is 100% uncensored, unregulated, and listener-supported. The shows on TFR are not micromanaged by the station, and our hosts are free to speak their minds however they please. As such, the views and opinions expressed on our station are of those who make them. If you happen to hear anything offensive on TFR, please send us an email to toughtitty@tfrlive.com, and we'll be happy to tell you that we really don't give a damn. We stand for freedom of speech and non-censorship. If you also stand for free speech, you can go to tfrlive.com/signup and sign up for a TFR supporter pass and help us in our mission to keep the airwaves uncensored and unregulated. TFR Live, your uncensored and unregulated protection from deception.
It's the Onion Radio News. The internet collapses under the sheer weight of baby pictures. This is Doyle Redland reporting. Web users around the world were trapped without service today when a large section of the internet collapsed under the weight of millions of baby pictures which have been posted online. MCI Senior Vice President Vinton Cerfi.
Some personal web pages contain literally hundreds of adorable baby photos. Add to that the number of precious little pumpkins on photo sharing sites like ophoto.com, and anyone can see it was a recipe for disaster.
Cerfi expects regular web traffic flow to resume, however, once the nation's larger internet providers are reinforced with stronger cuteness-bearing servers. American tourist Michael Anderson expressed amazement today at the vast number of Mexicans populating Mexico City. Anderson, a vacationing heating and cooling engineer from Wadsworth, Ohio, had this to say.
I guess it's obvious that the city would have a lot of Mexicans, but I wasn't prepared for that. I mean, they were everywhere. Tons of them, on every street corner. They were just everywhere.
Last year, during a weekend trip to San Francisco, Anderson similarly noted his culture shock at the vast number of Asians in Chinatown. Kimberly Jones, who, at 43, vividly remembers bygone days when she once took offense at being pursued by aggressive suitors, now looks back on those times with a certain amount of regret. Jones, who remains single, had this to say from her one-bedroom apartment in Salem, Oregon.
I was quite the looker back in college. I couldn't even go out for a few drinks with my girlfriends without some guy macking on me. That used to really piss me off for some reason I can no longer even begin to fathom.
After briefly straightening a framed print of Monet's water lilies on the wall next to her bathroom, Jones returned to her kitchen table and gazed longingly into her cup of tea. Doyle Redland for the Onion Radio News, online at theonion.com.
Your protection from deception. This is Truth Frequency Radio.
Condition orange. Condition orange. Situation Delta in effect. Please enter your agent number now, followed by the hash key.
We have to create culture. Don't watch TV. Don't read magazines. Don't even listen to NPR.
Time comes when silence is betrayal.
More for themselves and less for everybody else. But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them. Think for yourself. Question authority.
This code has been compromised.
Alright, we got interrupted by the break again, so let's go back to the caller who was in the middle of his thought. You're back on.
Okay, yeah, I was just talking about have you seen the series called The Strain? It's on Hulu, apparently.
I haven't. I was looking it up over the break. By the way, Rihanna, her news about being a billionaire comes a span of 201 days from her upcoming birthday, 201, the Jesuit order. The Jesuit order is also 84 when you use numerology, and here we are in 84, so I guess we know Rihanna's in the club. Yeah. But I was looking at this Strain thing, and I saw that the fourth and final season was renewed on September 27th, the day the Jesuits were recognized by Roman history. I saw it ran 46 episodes, like Virus is 46. But I haven't seen the show, so sounds like one to check out.
And the director's 56 years old, the main director. He's from Mexico.
Is that this Guillermo? He turned 56 in 2020 on October 9th, the year of the pandemic.
Yeah, during the...
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
That's pretty much what I wanted to share. But yeah, I watched the video the guy earlier was talking about from the Drew Peters show. And yeah, that ex-Pfizer employee, she said she was crying when she found out, what was really in it. So, I mean, but people still want to laugh. Like, I posted that video, people are laughing, thinking it's crazy. It's like, are you out of your mind? You don't see the Pfizer ex-employee is saying what's in it, and it ties in with everything that David Icke and the rest of them and Laura Eisenhower, they've all been taken off YouTube for saying it when all this started. So, all I can say is preppers better prep and get ready for some crazy stuff to happen in the next month or two. Time to hunker down and get ready,
Yeah, it's good to be prepared. All right, friend, appreciate the information. You have a good night.
You too.
Take care. All right, let's go out to Marco. Marco's probably ready now. Let's see. Is it a better time, Marco?
Yeah. Yes, it is, and I appreciate you, man. My fault.
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming back.
Yeah.
I was just searching through some 9/11 stuff and stumbled onto some stuff about Stephen Colbert. Did you hear that he lost family many, many years ago, 1974, in a plane crash? And you got one guess on the date.
Well, you just told me September 11th.
So I just told you my fault. I forgot my fault. Yeah, September 11, 1974, basically he lost his brother Paul, and he also lost his brother Peter, and he lost his father, James.
Huh.
At least from what the article is saying.
Okay.
So basically, if we look at all the, the things with it, they're saying that basically they were on an airplane. It was called the DC-9. It was with Eastern Airlines, 82 people on board, and basically only 72 of the people lived after the plane crash. Stephen Colbert equals 72. Stephen Colbert also equals 216, coincidentally. Again, 72 deaths on board. That's just ridiculous Jesuit order, of course. His father's name was James William Colbert Jr., or Colbert Jr. That equals 86. And this happened on a date that was a Wednesday, and Mercury equals 86. His father's name also equals 139, like Freemasonry. His father was said to be a doctor. Doctor equals 33. His father's name was James. That also equals 33. Stephen equals 33. They're saying that they had troubles on the flight because it was foggy. That equals 33. And they were going from Charleston to Charlotte, which is from a 3-city to a 3-city if you go by initials. From a C to a C, which is also 33. They were said to have crashed 3 miles short of their destination, and they were also on flight 212, which also equals 33. Basically, they crashed into what they're saying, cornfields. Cornfields equals 105, which is the 14 triangular number, and we know that dead equals 14. Flight 212 just by itself also equals 105. Again, 14, the triangular number. Airplane equals 140, so we dropped the 0, and we got 14. And they were headed for Douglas Municipal Airport. That's also a 140. Basically, they said that they had the fog, like I said, the fog, but they also had altitude awareness problems. That equals 197. And we know that 197, of course, is the 45th prime, and this was definitely a ritual. Again, this happened 9/11, 1974, which was exactly 27 years before 9/11, 2001. And we know ritual, of course, also equals 27 as well. Again, this was said to be a plane crash. That equals 56. They were on a plane called the DC-9. That equals 56. They were leaving Charleston. That equals 56. And he lost 3 males in his family, his father and his 2 brothers. 3 males spelled out his words equals 56. These were said, all 3 of these names are interesting because, again, James, Paul, and Peter are all biblical names. And if you write out biblical names, it equals 102. Stephen equals 102. And they were headed to Charlotte. That equals 102 as well. If you write biblical name without the S, that equals 83, like death. It also equals 79, and they were said to be a Catholic family, which also equals 79. This happened on the 254th day of the year, leaving 111 days left. If you spell out 111 as words, it also equals 72, just like Stephen Colbert. Stephen Tyrone Colbert, his whole name equals 101. Eastern Airlines equals 101. Eastern Air equals 110 and 47. President equals 110 and 47. Eastern Airlines Flight 212 also equals 110. I'm going to pretty much wrap it up here, Zach. You know how I do. But yeah, there's too many coincidences in this story. I think this is a real good one. He was 10 years old supposedly when this happened. He's the youngest of 10 siblings, and only 10 people lived on this flight. Again, it was 82 people on the flight, and 72 of those people died. So, man, I just thought this thing was absolutely insane. Oh, I gotta tell you this one too. He's said to be a comedian, and DC-9 plane written out. They matched 3 out of 4 ciphers, so 64, 37, and 44 like killed. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I don't know if this story is even true. There's definitely an article on it, but I just find it really interesting, of course, that he lost 3 family members on September 11th, 1974, which was 47 years ago. So, yeah.
What I notice is, again, the first thing I always decode, Marco, is I always measure from the person's birthday. It's 121 days after his birthday it happened. Square root 11 on the 11th. Blood sacrifice 121. So, yeah, I mean, if this is is this I agree. Is it real or is it like a made up story? Did this even really happen? Is this Stephen Colbert's background made up story? I mean, where's he really come from? So we don't really know his family. They all died when he was a kid. But, yeah, September 11th, 74. Reminds me of 9/11 on the 74th meridian. And now Stephen Colbert and his types have made fun of the truth about that day ever since. But, yeah, so, yeah, 121 days after his birthday. It's interesting. All right, well, I appreciate that. I never knew that. Yeah, I never knew that.
I didn't want to ask you. That's all right. I ain't going to hold you to that. But I appreciate you, bro. Thanks for the time, man.
All right. Yeah, thanks, Marco. You have a good night.
I'll go. You too, man. Later.
Yeah. Let's go out to New York. New York, you're on.
Hey, Rock, what's up, man?
Another day in paradise. How are you?
Hanging in there. That's listening, you know what I'm saying?
That's good.
Man, I gotta suspend that winning. I'm looking up a new one, man.
Yeah.
The Patreon.
Uh-huh.
But funny it is, from the time I've been using the Patreon, I've never gambled on it. And all I do is just look at it and, I'm just cancel it, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
I wish everybody would do that. Even ever get 1 million people, cancel it. Even $5. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
It could have been something great. Wake up the people, man. Everybody's like, they get more, they falling asleep more, man.
Yeah. Huh. What do you think about all the what do you think about all the new measures in New York? You got to have your vaccine to go in all the buildings.
That ain't gonna work. That eventually fall apart, man. Because all them restaurants, all them people gonna start losing money all over again. They ain't gonna go for that, man. Eventually gonna wake the people up, man.
All it would take for it to not work is just people not comply. Store owners just say, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, that's all. So I tell people, everybody else, why don't we? I said, one reason wearing a mask. I said, no, stop nothing. I said, food, she tell you, don't wear a mask, and then come back, tell you, wear a mask, and then tell you again, wear 2 masks.
Right.
It's crazy.
Indeed. Yeah.
I'm always on it, man, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I try every day to try to get people onto this stuff, man. I want them 2 people come on board, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. It shouldn't be as difficult as it is. I mean, people should say, you know what, this is obviously what's going on. But yeah, I don't know, hard-headed, man.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And most of the people are so into it, they want them to say they are Christian.
Yeah, I know that one.
They keep telling you, God going to take care of everything. And you're all sleeping.
Yeah. That's right. Again, it's that kind of thinking that has us right where we are. So, yeah. Well, I appreciate the continued support.
You gotta find a way. You gotta plan and find a way to wake the people up, man.
Indeed, that's the goal every day. But man, it is a challenge. So appreciate that you support.
What I'm saying is that what I'm planning on saying we could do, get some billboard, but you gotta get people, all the people in the two community. Each person get $5 or $10. You can put up 1 or 2 billboards, man. And people going to be curious under that. The months to come. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, if we could establish a place with some decent land and some food, I mean, and feed people, that'd be the beginning, and then you'd have to figure out, living spaces and stuff. But yeah, that's what has to happen, man. There has to be some kind of organized community, a good source of food and water, and yeah, I mean, that's going to be the vision until it happens. So I appreciate your support, friend.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right. All right, man. Well, thank you so much for always supporting the work and always trying to spread it, too. I wish everyone would do that. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, respect.
You have a good night.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, take care.
Yeah, you too.
I like what he said, that it's not going to work. Because it shouldn't work. People should not stand for this, you know? I mean, how many people have a restaurant in New York that don't want to get a vaccine? Well, they just got to shut down their business? I mean... And it's too bad there's so many idiots in the world that were like, yeah, they should shut down their business. Then it's just like, God, do you not know that you are what's wrong with the world? God. That's the problem. The people that are wrong with the world, they don't see it. Let's go out to Seattle. Seattle, you're wrong.
Hey, Doc, hold on here. Try to turn off my Bluetooth. And I just had a few comments about NFL season coming up.
Okay.
You hear me okay, Doc?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I'm just pulling over here, get off the road. Been out of the loop a little bit, so hopefully I'm not like repeating anything, but I found a good opponent of the Bucks in the Super Bowl that looks good. The Titans. The Titans equals 83. And with this 17 ritual going on, Ryan Tannehill wears the number 17. And Ryan, I forget his middle name now, but his first, middle, and last name equal 263, the 56 prime. And Ryan Tannehill on the Super Bowl, he'll be 33 years old, and it'll be 201 days after his birthday. Also, and I don't know if this has been said or not, I had it wrong last year. My calculations were wrong. And it turns out it's exactly the same this year if you use the correct calculations. And Tannehill kind of feeds into this too, is that, Brady can be 8-3, obviously, get his 8th win, but also be the 8th team to win back-to-back Super Bowls. And it'll be 888 weeks to the day since the last time Brady won. And what's also interesting about that...
Wait, 888 since the last time he won back-to-back?
Right, which was in 2005. I mean, it's to the day. And here's the real kicker, is that, they changed the season to make that happen. So ordinarily, and actually if you look it up a lot on the internet, it shows that the Super Bowl 56 is on February 6th.
Right, they moved
Now
it to
we know
February
about
13th.
this change in dates with the NBA finals and everything. So what they did is they made this whole dog and pony show about, we're having this 17-week season. We know what 17, we've seen that a lot. But the thing is, though, is that nothing's really changed schedule-wise because they're only playing 3 preseason games. So ordinarily, they would have started this season on September 2nd, you know, and it would have finished on February 6th. But if it finished on February 6th, the Super Bowl, it would have only been 887 weeks. And that just wouldn't have worked with Brady's 8th and being the 8th team to win back-to-back 888 weeks. Well, what's even crazier about it is it just happens to be 17 years and 7 days. And we know what 177 is. So Ryan Tannehill, I feel like, really plays into that whole scenario, especially with the Titans even being 83. And I don't have it with me right now, but there's a few ways of writing out, like Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus, you know, Tennessee Titans. One of them's like 803, and it's also 223. But I also noticed, you know, this whole thing, like, you know, they're doing with Aaron Rodgers. You know, I'm assuming it's because he's in his 17th season. And then I saw the headline today was that Aaron Rodgers and the GM for the Packers, they still got some work to do, you know, like getting along or whatever. And then, so I looked up the name of the Packers GM, and sure enough, his name is 56, you know.
Yeah, go figure.
So, yeah, so I just think that's really interesting how, you know, the whole, how it just, it lines up so good really with both of those teams. You know, I'm sure there's others, good others that line up as well, just like they always do. But,
well, I'm pretty sure if Ryan Tannehill wants to be in the Super Bowl, he's going to have to be in blackface all year. I don't think they're having 2 white quarterbacks in this year's Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure that is not happening. So.
Okay, good to know.
Remember what I've been telling you guys all year.
I
This is the 102nd NFL season. Last year on the day leaving 102 days left in the year, the NFL made a big deal about how it was the most black quarterbacks facing the most black quarterbacks ever in league history, and the big headline game was the Ravens and the Texans, and the Ravens won, becoming 10-2. All sorts of rituals that day with the black quarterbacks. And again, this is the 102nd NFL season. Slavery's 102. Not nice N-words 102. A lot of rituals with that number. So I highly doubt we're seeing 2 white quarterbacks to finish off the 102nd NFL season.
Hey, good to know. And then what day was that you were talking about? The
day leaving 102 days left in the year? Well, September 11th leaves 111, so you got to go 9 more days. So that's September 20th, 2020.
Okay. Good to know. I like those last 2 callers. You're doing a good job educating people. Seems like people are starting to catch on good. So,
yeah.
Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, good catch on the 888 thing though. That's pretty impressive. So, that's a good one.
Yeah. What's crazy is I was off. Now I didn't have a lot of conviction last year. I didn't bet anything, but I was wrong because what I did was, I saw that 2004, it was 2003, 2004 season was back-to-back. So the Chiefs had a chance to go back-to-back. And it turns out that, like, I mean, I was a year off because I used 2004 instead of the, you know, because it was the 2004 season, but I didn't use the 2005 Super Bowl. So that made it a year off. But by me making a mistake, it still turned out to be 888 weeks, which was really strange how it shifts over. But I think it's like really curious how like they decide to change the schedule. But like I say, it's almost like they're changing the schedule to make that work because there's no reason. Like I got a spreadsheet of all the Super Bowls, and they've never played a Super Bowl this late. Like the latest Super Bowl
I know that. This is
was
the latest one
February
in league
7th.
history. Right. Now it's on the 44th day of the year, and the year that Brady turns 44. And like yesterday we murdered baseball on Brady's 44th birthday. We knew the Rays would get their 44th loss. We thought it'd make a lot of sense if the Pirates gave Milwaukee their 44th loss, and if LA, who's hosting the Super Bowl, pick up their 44th loss of the day of the year. The whole world of sports is just such an obvious script. But anyway, appreciate the call, man. You have a good night.
It is.
And yeah, let's go out to California. 949.
Hey, Zach.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, Zach. Wanted to shout out to Rambo for another great decode, as always. Wanted to also piggyback off of that. You guys were talking about modern-day high school. And what I noticed is that modern-day high school, their motto is honor, glory, love. And if you type in honor, glory, love into the Gematrinator, you'll see that they share the same numbers as the Jesuit order, 201, 177, and 84.
Say it one more time.
So the modern-day high school motto is honor, glory, love.
Okay.
And punching that into the Gematrinator, you'll see that they share 3 numbers with the Jesuit order.
I see. Oh yeah, 201,
and you were
84, 177, and 60 for order. So, yeah, go figure.
Yeah, there you go.
Go figure.
So also, we were talking about how, modern day is a powerhouse. I actually went to high school in Southern California, to one of the neighboring schools, Santa Margarita Catholic High School. They're in the Trinity League with modern. And the reason I bring that up is because I was in the same class as Clay Thompson. And with that, Zach, I just want to thank you for turning me on to Gematria. It's changed my life. And I started, putting to practice the things that you teach in your books. And I started looking into a story that went down back in 2018 called the Holy Gym Trail Fire. And that actually took place in Corona, California, just like the story that Rambo shared today about the shooting back on July 26th.
Oh,
and
hold on.
What's really
Commercial
interesting
again.
about that is the fire.
We'll be right back. Hold on, sit tight real quick.
Extendivite, a 7-herb combination made from garlic, cayenne, hawthorn, bilberry, ginkgo biloba, valerian, and milk thistle. Extendivite feeds our body with the right nutrients to keep us healthy. Just listen to what Arthur has to say.
I was just calling to tell you what a great product you have. I had used this about 10 years ago after I had congestive heart failure. And it fixed me up and got me going for the last 10 years. Lately, I've been having heart trouble again, so I placed another order because this was the only thing that ever worked. I just wanted to let you know that you have a great product.
To order, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendivite.
So, you love talk radio, then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
If you have hard water, the Live Scale not only leaves white spots, it clogs pipes and breaks down appliances, costing you hundreds of dollars in energy and wear. Eliminate Lime Scale and other water issues like brown staining and bad odors with HydroCare water products, available from Wave Home Solutions. Wave's affordable water systems don't use salts or chemicals. You'll love the way your water tastes, smells, and looks. Satisfaction guaranteed. For more information, go to bestwater123.com. That's bestwater123.com.
Greetings, Earth Explorers. My name is Brooks Agnew, and I am your host on X Squared Radio every Sunday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the Truth Frequency Radio Network. This is where the past meets the future. We explore the mysteries of the universe and of the earth. We might go a little past your imagination, but have no fear. You will be safely traveling with us. We will dissolve the propaganda of dangerous people with dangerous plans for the planet. We will discuss the latest technologies and challenges for humankind. We will discover the safest place for you to stand when the thinkings and doings of mankind come flying apart, and how you can be one of the people that helps put it back together. Join us.
Real people, real radio. Wherever you are, make it TFR. Truth Frequency Radio.
All right, we're back. True Secrets, already the final 30 minutes. We're taking your calls the rest of the way. The last caller just got interrupted. Before we go back, I just want to send a shout out to Neo the Hacker. He said that they've updated the Pentagon police killing story, and the man who was killed, the officer, his name was George Gonzalez. Gonzalez spelled with a double Z. And the way his name is spelled, the gematria is crystal clear. 163 in the most simple cipher. That's the 38th prime, like Pentagon's 38. 3-8 killing. But when you run the alphabetic order in reverse, George Gonzalez is 215. And this news story came on the 215th day of the year. Yesterday, August 3rd, the 215th day of the year. You might have saw in the sports world, Steph Curry signed for $215 million yesterday with the Warriors, who are originally from Philadelphia, the 215 area code. And yesterday, Philadelphia picked up their 215th win against the Nationals all time. Again, you guys, you learn the code. You see that from the sports leagues, yesterday you had the MLB, the NBA, and the Pentagon story all paying tribute to 215 on the 215th day of the year. And again, Philly, the 215 area code, who was playing DC when this ritual happened. And it might really have a lot to do with the Washington Nationals, because in the most pure cipher, George Gonzalez is 82, just like Washington Nationals. You know, just the other day, Kyle Hendricks got his 82nd career win over the Nationals. But yeah, and you just look at the picture of this character, George Gonzalez. I mean, to me, I look at him like, is that even a real person? Is that from thispersondoesnotexist.com? I mean, how baloney are these stories? And it's possible he's a real person and he was off by the numbers too on the 215th day of the year, but either way, this is what's going on. So go back out to the caller here who just got interrupted, knew a lot about the Jesuit high school. Friend, you're back on.
Hey Zach, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, so speaking of baloney stories and the Golden State Warriors, I was just touching on a story that I looked deeper into because it took place in my hometown, called the Holy Jim Trail Fire, which is about 7 to 8 miles away from Santa Margarita Catholic High School, where Klay Thompson attended and played basketball, obviously. And there's a couple things I just wanted to point out about this story, particularly that the arsonist who caused this fire, his name is Forrest Gordon Clark. And the Holy Jim Trail is actually located in Cleveland National Forest. What I thought was really interesting about that is that the Cleveland National Forest was actually founded on July 1st, which just so happens to be the same date that LeBron James signed with the Lakers after losing to the Warriors in 4 games about a month before that.
Right. What you just said, somebody had actually pointed that out a long time ago, and I forgot about that. There is definitely something to that. Yeah.
Yeah, so it took place 110 years later. So the Cleveland National Forest was founded on July 1st, 1908. And 110 years later is when LeBron signed with the Lakers, and space and time equals 110.
Interesting. Yeah.
And from the date when LeBron James signed with the Lakers to the start of these fires was exactly 5 weeks and 1 day apart. And Forrest Gordon Clark was 51 years old at the time of this story. What else did I have here? From the 2020 date of when the fire began on August 6th, like 8-6, wildfire equals 86, the date of when LeBron James won last year with the Lakers, won them their 17th championship, was exactly 66 days.
Okay. Yeah.
And Holy Jim Trail reminds me that Jim is just a short name for James, as in LeBron James. And even deeper than this, the suspected arsonist, Forrest Clark, his birthday is on December 29th, the day before LeBron James's birthday, and 1229 being the 201st prime number.
Indeed. Yeah. Yeah, really interesting observations. I appreciate all of it, friend. I'm going to let a few more people get in before we're out of show, but thank you so much. You have a good night.
Thanks, Zach. Appreciate it.
Take care. Okay, let's go out to Florida, 954.
What up, Zach?
Yeah, how you doing?
Good, good. Can you hear me all right?
I hear you.
Hey, there was a lot of static going on the call for a while, but it's Sean Xander. I just want to first say that, you know, there's a lot of people, mods included, going back and forth on just nonsense, man. Just utter nonsense, completely just giving into, just allowing themselves to be taken by bullshit, you know, wasting time and energy just on useless bullshit, gender-related garbage, alpha man, just bullshit, dude. Like, please, stop hogging the chat with literal spam. You're the equivalent of a fucking Google mod or a YouTube Nazi or a fucking shill or troll or whatever. Just let it go. And y'all know who I'm talking about. There's a few mods included. There's a lot of agents, too, in the chat. That's another story. But, yeah, being a mod is wow, it is a job. This shit is a job. But, lots of trolls. But on top of the trolls, like I said, just even mods, like, talking about bullshit when we should be talking about solutions and not problems that aren't even problems, that are made up in your fucking mind. And another thing, just to throw your some of your beliefs in the garbage, a lot of you who believe in a flat earth, believe in a globe earth, both are psyops, because there is no shape to something that can't be. Shapes are a psyop. Earth is a psyop. You understand? I mean, we don't know. You know, a wise man once said, I am wise because I know nothing. I mean, how can you quantify, or it's like saying, it's trying to explain God in words, or life in words, in a sentence. I mean, how can you say the earth is flat or round unless you are from that external perspective where it's just shapes, the shape of, what does it matter? Like, the earth is probably flat, round, hollow, a fucking atom, all at the same time. So why focus on shit that doesn't really matter? You know, it's cool to think that people are waking up to the, you know, questioning the narrative that we've been fed for so long, and you know, that's what I guess the flat earth thing and the hollow earth and concave earth thing is really all about, and crater earth, which seems actually like to be the most interesting to me right now. But I don't even delve into all that shit because it's just, It's a psyop, man. Like, solutions are the real, should be the real focus, not distractions and psyops and false flags, unless we're decoding them. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. It's just frustrating, man, that people are so taken aback by psyops. Psyops on top of psyops, inside of psyops, that are decorated and sprinkled with psyop sauce. It's just like, get over it! Sorry. Anyway. So, I wanted to touch on the Delta variant a little bit, and then I'll let the next caller get in here.
Okay.
So the Delta variant, or Operation Delta Lockstep, biodigital convergence, full automation of the injected, variants Alpha, Delta, Kappa, Mu, and Zeta, turning people into automatons, also known as you'll own nothing and be happy. All right? Just like the World Economic Forum and their lovely Klaus Schwab said. Delta, like the pyramid, because the illuminated see, the illuminated eye at the top of the pyramid sees man becoming God. Delta, like the brainwaves that dominate during your sleep. Delta, like your pain and opiate receptors. And also deltoid, like where so many people are getting their injection, which is probably causing the delta in their deltoid, right? Delta is also, it also translates to Daleth, which is Phoenician. It means tent door, as in the opening to the DNA, RNA genomic code. And tent door is 2 4-letter words, like 44, and it also equals 44. And 44 also equals, like a lot of us know, kill, God, AI, Satanists, Saturnism, civilians. The word variant comes from the word varier, or to change, like changing from human to something else, subhuman. Also, there is something I've been meaning to look into, a DARPA Delta program. I still need to look more into that, but I'm sure there's a lot of interesting material there. And I'm sure you know a lot about 96. What do you know about 96?
Well, the word Freemason is 96. The word knowledge 96. We often talk about that. The divisors of 42 sum to 96. Freemason and knowledge are also 42. Math is 42. Why? What is it about 96?
Okay, well, Revelations 9:6, I believe, mentions, it alludes to the, I don't know if it's the mixing of iron and clay, or something. It kind of hints at, man becoming more than man, essentially. But Revelations 9:6 mentions this, and MK Ultra equals 96. Little off topic, but the 96th triangular is 4656, 4,656, and mRNA equals 46, and COVID vaccine equals 56, right? Delta variant equals 46, and the word 3, when written out in Gematria, equals 56. The 3 highest ranks of Freemasonry are 31st, well, as far as we know, are the 31st, 32nd, and 33rd degree, which, when added together, equal 96.
Yeah, that's the Scottish Rite, yeah.
And Freemason and Satanism sum to 96. And Lucifer, Morningstar, Moloch, and Corona all equal 96.
Yeah,
Rome was recognized, Rome recognized the Jesuits on September 27th, and when written out, September 27th equals 96. Cardiac arrest equals 96. So you could see how a lot of this stuff kind of correlates and the energetic vibration to these words, and these, all point to, all connect to this same number. Delta and death are both 5 letters, like Satan and a pentagram when written out equals 5. Wait, hold on. No, I'm sorry. Pentagram is a five-pointed star. My bad. Let me correct myself. AI sums to wait. I think my notes are a little fucked up here. AI sums to 5, and there's 5 books in the Torah. Okay, no, I might have that messed up. Delta variant and mind control both equal 160. But anyway, that was all my 96 with the delta there, and then just to wrap it up, in Walking Dead, in the first episode, if people remember, a CDC official tells Rick in his ear, inaudibly, you don't know what he says, but basically, how it all started, right? A CDC official tells Rick in his ear how the zombie outbreak started. And remember, CDC with their zombie apocalypse guide. So, anyway, man, that's all I got. Yeah, some good pages, some really good people putting out some good work. I've been noticing Last American Vagabond. And yeah, it's funny that Ben mentioned that page that he mentioned, because I just checked that John Rappaport No More Fake News, because I literally just stumbled on that or re-stumbled on that again today, and it seems to have a lot of worthwhile material. And I'm literally just starting to delve into other sites that I don't know how I spent so much time on YouTube. I tend to just follow people who are being censored, because I know the people being censored and deleted and shadow banned and all this stuff are the ones who are obviously putting out potent, material. But I've been going into a little more BitChute and I think a little library and stuff like that. And yeah, the stuff there is so much easier to find worthwhile material there, because it's mostly all the stuff that would be getting censored on the mainstream platforms. But then again, it's hard. You gotta also, there's disinfo in there too. There's shills in there too. So you gotta still have the same discernment and ability to see through the bullshit that you do on YouTube. But
yeah.
But anyway, that's all I got.
All right.
I'll let the next caller get in here.
All right, have a good night. Take care.
All right, love that.
All right, let's go out to Illinois. What's up, Illinois? 618. 618?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I hear you.
Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Okay. Yeah, we were talking about the TV show. There was a show called Manifest, where this flight takes off, and I guess it takes off on April 7th, and then it comes back, and when it lands, it's like 5 years later or something.
Right, 4/7 time.
So it takes off on 4/7.
Yeah.
That's all I watched was that first little episode right there. But
Yeah.
then I watched in the Loki show, they had all the variants. Everything in that show is like based on the timeline, and the antagonists are called variants.
They're called what?
They're called variants, like the COVID variant,
I
like
see.
all the variants of the virus.
I see. Huh. Okay.
Yeah, that show's been set to come out for like years, because they had the Marvel timeline, so they knew when that show was going to come out. So the fact that it comes out whenever all these variants are being,
Right.
identified, that just seems really strange to me.
Yeah.
But in that show, he gets locked up, and in the holding cell, they put him in holding cell 47.
Of course they did. Yeah.
And then on July 4th, the other day, whenever I put in the chat like 235, the 23.5 degrees in the Masonic logo, but then with that, the first 3 presidents that died on July 4th was the 2nd, 3rd, and 5th, like 235.
Yeah. Yep. Indeed.
So yeah, they always got a 47 sneaking around somewhere.
Truly.
That's all I had. And then that logo, the motto for that school, I was calling in about that. But yeah, that's all I have.
All right.
Have a good night,
appreciate
everybody.
Appreciate it. Good information. Good call. You have a good night. Thank you. Like I got the facts out there. Didn't take it up the whole show. Let's go out to Irvine, California. 949.
Hi, Jack. It's Reese.
Hi, Reese.
Hi. I just wanted to tell you real quick how important it is that for other people that don't think that they contribute or whatever or can't contribute. I really believe that we all can contribute, and this thing that happened today with Rambo being able to use Asif and I, how it happened was Asif and I were just discussing something, and I said, wow, this is interesting. We should invite Rambo in on this. And, I put that little circle thing with the C in front of it, and then I invited Rambo in on it. Because he doesn't always have the time to read everything. And just then, Neo posted his finding on that triple TikTok death decode that he did. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's something here. So I shared that. I shared Neo with Rambo, and Rambo's like, wow, because like I said, Rambo doesn't always see every single thing. So I'm just trying to encourage other people. If you feel that nudge within you, like to share something, like don't be intimidated to just drop Rambo an email, because it could possibly be a clue that like blows something wide open.
Indeed.
So yeah, that's what I.
Indeed. The
Okay.
power of communication and making an effort. Yeah. Yeah, great message. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, and one more thing. I joke about it, and I hope Neo doesn't think I might be mean or anything, because I'm not about being mean. But I just tell Asif, like, yeah, you're doing so good, because Asif is like really coming along. And I said, before long, you'll be called Asif the hacker. But yeah, so it's just about encouraging everyone, and we're all on the same team, and it's not about, look at what I've done and look at what I've done and blah, blah, blah. We're all in it together. So it so reminds me, this whole venture that I'm on, it reminds me of Escape Room. I don't know if you know what that is.
Where you go to the thing and solve the clues to see if you can get out before the timer counts down?
Yeah. Do they have them where you live?
I think they're everywhere, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, because I was talking to people on the East Coast, and they've never heard of it. But, yeah, they're all over California. And
I think they're on the East Coast, too.
Like
the other year, it was 2018, the movie came out called Escape Room, and the national news story the same day that movie came out was that people died in an escape room. It's like, oh, really? On the day the movie's coming out? I'm sure.
Huh. I don't watch, movies, so I really don't have time, but yeah, that's interesting. And then there's one more thing I was going to say to you. Hold on. Yeah, I think that was it.
Okay.
Okay, so that was it.
All right, appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for taking my call.
Of course.
Okay, take care.
Yeah, have
Bye-bye.
a good night. Bye. All right, let's go out to Wisconsin. Wisconsin, you're on.
Hey, did you hear about or did you see the story about the 38-year-old firefighter who lied about testing positive for COVID-19?
I didn't.
That story came on August 3rd, 8/3.
What was the reason for lying that he tested positive?
So that he could get like $12,000 in paid time off.
You said it was a 38-year-old fighter?
Firefighter, Texas firefighter.
Firefighter, got it, firefighter, I see.
He's 38 years old. COVID-19, when you write out COVID/19, it equals 38. Pandemic equals 38. And I followed the number 8338 being synced up with fire department for a while. John Cena was in that movie Playing with Fire, which was released on 11/8/2019, which is has 38 date numerology. The word fire equals 38. John Cena equals 38. Firemen equals 38. Fire DEPT equals 83. And they say that the ruse began on March 24th, which is the 83rd day of the year.
Yeah.
And then they also said he used the money to take his family to a Kalahari in Round Rock, Texas. When you write out Round Rock TX, it equals 163, the 38th prime. It's just a totally contrived story. And the story about the Pentagon on that same day, the name of the attacker was Austin Land. I don't know if you covered that yet. His name sums to 38. And he attacked the police officer with a knife. Knife attack equals 38.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of 38.
And then the victim is 163, the 38th prime 2, plus 215 for the 215 day of the year. Just, yeah, the whole thing's probably just made up.
Lockdown equals 38. Pentagon Metro equals 163. Yeah. But that was all I had.
Austin.
Oh, and Michael J. White. I know you covered that it was 38 weeks after his birthday. It was also 3 and 8 days before his 54th birthday.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah, Austin Lons. I mean, just look at it, man. His name is 38, 3/8 date, also 61 like Washington, D.C., also 137 like Washington, D.C., 133 like government. I mean, I guess that's the end of the show, everybody. But yeah, again, great calls tonight. We'll be back next week. Until next time. All right, that's the end of the TFR show. And again, I can't control the commercials or the music. I do. A lot of you guys sent me music clips months back, and trying to make those the intro and outro things so that we don't have to mute the volume and we can promote other people's work in the community. Yeah, I don't want to bug Chris too much because I know he's busy, but it would be nice to get the music switched so we don't have to worry about shows getting taken down due to copyright and all that. All sorts of reasons to switch it out. So, we'll leave it there for tonight. Again, if you guys aren't caught up, I put out a lot of videos on Gematria Effect News and Gematria Effect Sports in recent days. Make sure you click the channel, go to the videos tab, and make sure you're aware of what's out there, because I imagine you're, on average, not getting notifications for at least half the content. So, we'll leave it there, True Seeker. We'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for staying up late. And until next time.